Hello and welcome to Hanson Aggregates Field. It's 6 p.m. in New York, like the Drake song. Oh, you gotta love it. I'm Brady Foxwell, and to my left in the booth is Evan Sambita. The Lumberjacks are looking for their second consecutive win. They got their first yesterday on the road at Utica. Final score was 8-6, and now they're looking for their first at home. Evan, what's the key to the game for the Lumberjacks?
They've just got to act like they've been here before. I know they really haven't. They haven't gotten a home win yet, but coming off of a huge win last night, I mean, that was a massive relief for this Boonville team. They just got to come out here and do it again.
Coaches shake hands at the plate, and we are almost underway. For the Lumberjacks in the field, pitching is going to be Garrett Albright. At catcher is going to be Seth Bashaw. First will be Argenis Lopez. At second base is Asher Friedman. At short is Davon Abaga. And at third is Zeb Swangham. And left it's going to be Harrison Haig. Center field, Noah Reed. And in right field, the new guy, Bronx Lewis. He showed us his first at-bats yesterday. Unfortunately, wasn't quite his day at the plate. He's looking to get back into it today.
Yeah, he should be a really big addition for this Boonville team. Second in the NAIA in home runs and walks last season, especially coming off of a strong senior year. He should be an immediate addition to this team.
And what else he adds to the team is that he's a lefty, something that this Lumberjack team definitely needs in the lineup. So it'll be nice to have him and Farber. Farber is pitching today, not starting, of course, but in relief in the bullpen if needed, as the Lumberjacks have been running out of pitchers. Evan, it's been a problem all season. At least it's early in the season, but they're still waiting on guys to arrive. Got a couple of new guys today. And let's get into Garrett Albright. What do we know about a pitcher of his caliber, the starter today?
Well, he should be somebody that comes out and fires very early. He's a fastball, curveball, slider, changeup pitcher. He's mixed in a lot of different appearances, especially he's been even a closer sometimes, but coming out, Coach Christian Griffin told us he needs 5 innings from Albright today, and that's what's going to power him through this game. I mean, he had over a 9 ERA in college as a sophomore, but coming out of the D2 JUCO level, that's, he's going to have to build on that this summer.
And then speaking of new additions in the bullpen, Kanias Davis, they call him Spanky Davis. What do we know about him?
Well, he as a pitcher also had over a 9 ERA, but that really doesn't show the numbers for him. He's another guy out of Alcorn State University, just like Asher Friedman, but the D1 level, I mean, he had one really good performance against Southern University, 6 innings pitched, 4 earned runs. That was his best on the year. If he can come out and build and get even better this summer, that's what he needs to do.
Yeah, and Coach Christian Griffin is excited about that velocity. Sits about 93, as well as Albright here. So we're getting ready here for Mohawk Valley Diamond Dawgs side. Batting first, Eric Diaz. Second, Connor Scanlon. Third will be Byron Arias. In the 4-hole is Brody Freaker, followed by Nolan Colby, Hirsch Ramayana Venkat, Wesley Alfonso, Jaden Santiago, and Kyle Coleman. Rounding out the offense for the Diamond Dawgs. On the mound for them will be Nolan Gillis, the high schooler committed to Bryant. But with that being said, Eric Diaz steps up to the plate, and we are soon to be underway here at Hanson Aggregates Field. Albright sets first pitch. Misses low, the fastball in the dirt, so we'll move to 1-0 on Diaz. First pitch, 6:02 officially Eastern time. And the Lumberjacks looking for their first win against Mohawk Valley, which they lost 2 games. Both of them were pretty close. Coach Christian Griffin felt that they could have won both of those, ultimately just ended up on the losing side both times.
Yeah, those were 2 really close games. I mean, opening day ended up being a shortened game due to the weather, and the one that was a couple days ago could have gone either way.
As that pitch gets in there for a strike from Albright, so it's the first one of the day. 2-1 to the leadoff hitter, Diaz. Diaz goes to Dominican University. That's in New York City, about 4 hours from here. 2-1. Curveball misses outside. We'll move to 3-1 on the leadoff hitter. And, as we're in a 3-1 position, one thing the Lumberjacks have to stop, and it's happened prevalently in these first 5 games, is leadoff walks and walks in general.
Yeah, the walks have killed them. I mean, that could be the reason for 2 losses this year.
Swing and a line drive into right field for Diaz. It'll be bobbled out in right by Bronx Lewis. Ultimately gets it in time, so it'll be a leadoff single for Eric Diaz, who starts things off for Mohawk Valley. 3-1, got the hitter's count, got the pitch he wanted, and drove it into right for a single.
Yeah, Albright's got to get out in front of these counts and just slow it down. I mean, this is his first time out here. He just got to Boonville pretty recently, so if he wants to get acclimated with this team, he's just got to get out there and first inning got to get a shutout.
Brings up Connor Scanlon. He's DHing today. He's from Fairfield University, among many other players on this Mohawk Valley team. You'll notice the red helmets on the broadcast. 1-0 to Scanlon. Swung on. Fastball is by him. And we move to 1-1.
Yeah, I mean, the Diamond Dogs, a lot of their players have come in groups. Like, there's probably 6 different colleges represented by multiple players, and they like getting those chemistry connections off the bat, and it really helped their team get off to a good start.
Ground ball to third. Zeb Swangen bobbles it a little bit, throws onto first, and R.J. Lopez makes a tough backhanded pick to save a potential error. But the runner moves over, so Diaz moves to second, and Scanlon does a job. Now, the Lumberjacks had no errors yesterday in their victory over Utica, but that might be a little disputed. I'm not totally sure.
Yeah, I think there were definitely a couple that were definitely errors, but wanted to score them as hits for the home team. I mean, you get that on both sides, but it definitely was a stronger defensive performance than the first couple games.
Here's Byron Arias, the shortstop from Dominican University, who was first pitch swinging and lines it into right. Lewis fields it cleanly, and it was hit too hard, so nobody will advance, except Arias gets into a pickle at second, and the ball is thrown into the outfield. So an unforced error on the Lumberjack side. Diaz comes in to score. He'll charge Arias with a single and an error. Maybe the nerves got to Bischoff a little bit, who sent that into center field. But Mohawk Valley is up early here in the top of the first. You know, I'm not sure that was intentional by Byron Arias to get caught in the pickle there, but, you know, that's a strategy you sometimes see with runners on the corners there, and that might have allowed Diaz to get in his own little pickle at home, but Lumberjacks got to be more disciplined in the field. First pitch to Brody Freaker, the left fielder out of George Washington, is up and in. A little bit of chin music backs him up. One 0 to Freaker is outside, moves to 2-0. Freaker's had a little bit of success against the Lumberjacks in their previous matchups, homered in the last contest. 2-0, way outside, 3-0.
Yeah, this is something that the Diamond Dogs rely on heavily, is the power in their home stadium. It's a football stadium. It's shorter out to center than it is to left and right. They can't do that here, though. This is a tough stadium to get a ball out of. Only one home run all season.
3-0 to Freaker. Fastball called for a strike, so hitters count now for the 4-hole hitter. On second base is Byron Arias. He's got a little bit of speed. Lumberjacks so far this season have had trouble throwing runners out as Arias goes to third, and he will be in there safe, just a little bit ahead of the throw from the backstop Seth Bischoff, and right on cue takes off on Lumberjacks. You know, all 3 catchers so far. It's been Jacob Young, who did throw a guy out yesterday, Seth Bischoff today, and Michael Clarkson in other appearances, and they ultimately struggle to throw guys out. They give up free 90s all the time. Yeah,
even in that game yesterday where Young did throw a guy out, that was a pretty harsh performance, I would say, from the catcher. Just all around, it has been for the Lumberjacks all year. I mean, I think 4 or 5 bags were still stolen yesterday on Young.
That brings up Nolan Colby. He saved the game for the Diamond Dogs last time. It was a 3-run homer he hit late in the game in the 7th inning, I believe, to lead the Diamond Dogs to victory in their last contest. He's got a good RBI opportunity here as he fouls that first one off his shin and is in a bit of pain here.
Yeah, no protector on that ankle, not on the inside at least, and that one looks to be a stinger.
Yeah, you said it earlier. Albright sits about 94, so even you take a little bit of velocity off by swinging, that's still a hard hit ball right to the shin. So gotta, rub some dirt on it, take his time. There's no rush here, and he'll dig back into the box. Freaker on first, Arias on third. Freaker potentially going here. Pitch to Colby, misses down low, ball 1. And you mentioned Jacob Young yesterday was the first Boonville player of the game for the Lumberjacks in the 2026 season. He has the day off, as well as the center fielder Will Hill, two pretty prevalent bats in the Lumberjack lineup, both resting this Sunday.
Yeah, and a lot of rest for this team. I'm surprised to see an off day for two really big bats in this lineup, but I mean, it's a long summer. The Lumberjacks are going to have to experiment with different players, and they're going to have to figure it out today.
So it's 1-2 to Colby. Misses just barely down low. Lumberjack dugout doesn't like it. Count moves to 2-2 to Colby, one of the other players here from Fairfield University. Runners on the corners. 2-2 misses outside. 3-2, risk of losing him. Expect Brody Freaker to be moving here at first. 3-2, 1 out here in the top of the first. Lumberjacks hoping to escape with one runner with less than 2 runs. 3-2, Freaker goes, but it doesn't matter because ball 4 anyway. So it's bases loaded, 1 out here in the top of the first for Hirsch Ramayanam Venkat, the third baseman from Brown.
Up to bat number 21, Hirsch Venkat.
Venkat is a two-way player, plays the infield, playing third base today, but he can also pitch as well. Diamond Dogs not in need of pitcher's help, at least not to the degree that the Lumberjacks are.
Yeah, Lumberjacks pretty much emptied the bullpen last night, and interested to see where it goes. I mean, there's a couple guys on this team that primarily hit that can get out there on the mound, and I think head coach Christian Griffin is going to need to use them today.
Yeah, Ian Farber also not in the lineup today, but that's because he is going to be pitching, and if needed, of course, and I imagine he'll get appearance out there. Spanky Davis, same thing. First day on the team, got in earlier today. 1-0 pitch is a fastball blown by him. And you know, Boonville about an hour from Syracuse, so we'd like to shout out Ed Moffitt if you're listening. He often picks up the players from the airport. He got Spanky earlier today, so gotta appreciate the locals who help out. As the 1-1 to Venkat is in there for a strike, 1-2. Lumberjacks have RJ Lopez and Swangham playing in on the corners. Friedman and Devon Abaga, I should say, are the middle infielders, both in double play depth. 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed. A clutch strikeout for Albright, who loves it on the mound, and that moves to 2 outs here in the top of the first.
Up to bat number
Big
38,
strikeout right there to limit the damage to 1, which has not been done yet, but they need to. Especially for a new pitcher to this Boonville team, setting the tone early is going to be big in this game.
Here's Wesley Alfonso, the first baseman out of American International University. Good RBI opportunity for him here as that takes that first pitch at the top of the zone for a strike. It was a similar situation for the Lumberjacks a few home games ago when they faced off against the Oneonta Outlaws, where they had given up 1 run in the inning with the bases loaded. They ultimately allowed a grand slam. Now it's still the early, so you can come back from anything technically, but if possible, you'd like to limit this one to 1 run. 0-2 to Alfonso, swung on and missed. And that's clutch pitching from Garrett Albright, who walks off the mound with some confidence, leaving 3 stranded on the base paths here in the top of the first. And the Lumberjacks will get their turn at the dish after the break. It'll be Noah Reed, Bronx Lewis, and RJ Lopez. We'll see you after the break. Welcome back to Hampton Aggregates Field. It's the bottom of the first
Up to bat,
after
number
Mohawk
5,
left
Noah
3 runners
Reed.
on, but ultimately put up 1 on Garrett Albright in the top of the first. In steps Noah Reed for the Lumberjacks, a new leadoff hitter today. In the past, it's been Davon Abaga, Asher Friedman, and Will Hill. Today, it's Noah Reed, the center fielder from North Central Texas.
Yeah, we haven't seen too much out of him today, but he'll be hoping to get out to a strong start.
Yeah, first pitch is grounded back to Nolan Gillis, the pitcher. So first pitch swinging, 1 down for the Lumberjacks. Reed, a pretty fast guy, runs a 6'4", 60 actually, but it's hard to beat out a comebacker right to the pitcher. So got to take what you can get, as that brings up Bronx Lewis, the right fielder from Concordia. First pitch, off speed, misses outside, 1-0. Lewis has been dependable in right so far for the Lumberjacks. Got a few opportunities. Yesterday was perfect in every ball hit to him as he grounds one to the second baseman, Colby, who throws onto first. And that's quickly 2 away for the Lumberjacks here in the bottom of the first.
Up to bat, number
Brings up
21,
Argenis Lopez, the first baseman from Wabash Valley Community College, in the transfer portal right now, as is pretty much just about everybody on this Lumberjack team. He has been slowly moving his way up the lineup from 6 to 5 to 4 to 3 today.
Yeah, he's been one of the best players on this team since he joined after the first couple games, and he's been a spark plug that really helped them get that win yesterday.
First pitch to Lopez is inside for a ball.
I know me and you were in the dugout for most of that game yesterday, and he was one of the more vocal players, especially during that whole game, especially when they are at the plate. He's always up there yelling and screaming.
At the plate right now, RJ Lopez got that Carolina blue baseball bat going. That's courtesy of A-Town Bats, a sponsor of the Boonville Lumberjacks. You know, on deck actually is Michael Clarkson. Not sure the camera's picking that up, but he's got a pretty bright pink bat. Funny story on that is he wanted the Vladdy edition of the bat. He wanted his, but there were only 2 options available, and both of them were from, you call it baseball, I call it banana ball, whatever it is, but it was a yellow variant for the Savannah Bananas and the pink variant for, what is it, the opposition?
The party
Bananas?
animals.
I'm not too familiar with that, like the generals and the
party animals.
yeah, the party animals, that's it. Grabbed them from the party animals, so he's got a bright pink bat as RJ Lopez works a 5-pitch walk.
Up to bat, number 13,
And
Michael
he enjoys the pink color. He got the pink tape on it, everything. I mean, seems like he likes it. And, you know, while everyone on the team's adjusting to using a wood bat, he likes his, so hard to complain there. In steps Big Michael Clarkson, the DHing today. Takes that first pitch, catches the outside part of the zone for a strike.
And I'm surprised Clarkson didn't go with the Savannah Bananas variant, considering we have a former Savannah Banana in the dugout in assistant coach Trent Nash.
Yeah, wow, I didn't even think about that. You're right. 0-1 to Clarkson, misses upstairs. That's right, Trent Nash did play for the Savannah Bananas. He's got the gear and everything. From Georgia, so is Coach Christian Griffin. Enjoying their summer in Boonville, New York thus far. 1-1 to Clarkson is an off-speed in the opposite part of the plate, misses for a ball.
Yeah, I don't know about enjoying, certainly not with the weather. I mean, these are 2 guys. I know certainly Trent more, but he's been a little colder with the rains and the winds lately.
2-1 to Clarkson, misses upstairs. And, you know, despite the first week coming here where it was like 55 degrees every day, I might have underpacked a little bit. I feel okay now. It's about 63 right now. It's a little gloomy today. It was raining much harder earlier, as that just catches a part of the plate. 3-2 to Clarkson. But I'm enjoying it right now. Trent Nash, you know, I might have lied there. I'm not sure how he's enjoying his time in Boonville so far. He is often complaining about the weather here. Did the same thing earlier today. 3-2, Lopez goes, swung on and grounded to shortstop. Arias picks it up, throws offline and goes into the dugout. Lopez takes a big turn at third, does not advance. Clarkson will move to second. So I'm not sure if they'll call that a hit or an error.
2, Zeb Swanger.
But
Yeah, that
there's
one-
2 on for the Lumberjacks here.
Yeah, that one's definitely an error, I think. I mean, that was clearly an error.
Call it an error ultimately. Big Mike, as his teammates call him, doesn't move too well, but was able to beat out that one ultimately. Brings up Zeb Swangham. First pitch is upstairs for ball 1. Nolan Gillis on the mound, still in high school, committed to Bryant Division I college. He'll head there this fall after his season with Mohawk Valley. 1-0 to Swangham. Misses upstairs as well, 2-0. Each team with an error apiece. Swangham takes the 2-0 fastball for a strike. We'll move to 2-1. It's Clarkson on second and Lopez at third. Outfield playing relatively shallow. Swangham takes the 2-1 for a strike as well, so it'll be 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2 strikes, 2 balls, and 2 outs with 2 on.
A little surprised to see the outfield pinching in on Swangham. I mean, he's one of the smaller guys at 5'7", but he's got a home run this year. This is a guy who's got some serious pop in his bat.
2-2. Swung on, lined into left, but it will stay up for Freaker, who makes a play on it ultimately. And the Lumberjacks with a pretty good scoring opportunity, 2-1. Don't get anything out of it. We'll head to the top of the second. Mohawk Valley 1, Boonville 0. Welcome back to Hanson Agates Field. Top of the second, Mohawk Valley leads the Lumberjacks 1-0. In steps Jaden Santiago, the catcher out of Columbia University. You'll see by the bright blue gear he's rocking, and that's going to be 2 Ivies in the starting lineup today.
Yeah, that's another kind of one of those positional groups that we talked about earlier, where it's you kind of recruit guys from the same area, same team, same league, and the Ivies are definitely strong with the Diamond Dogs.
0-1 to Santiago is to the backstop, 1-1. Mohawk Valley with a team batting average coming into today with .331 on base percentage of .433. As that fastball catches part of the zone, 1-2. To Santiago. Fastball misses upstairs. Also goes to the backstop there.
Yeah, Albright struggling a little bit with control with 1 walk last inning as well. He'll need to calm that down for the rest of this game if he wants to go 5.
2-2 to Santiago. well outside, tries the slider there. We'll move to 3-2. On deck for Mohawk Valley will be the 9-hole hitter Kyle Coleman out of Belmont. 3-2. Fastball downstairs, ball for Santiago. So that's back-to-back innings where the leadoff hitter gets on
Up to bat for the Diamond Dogs.
for the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dogs.
Kyle Coleman.
And walk 3 already and just starting up this second inning. I know you mentioned it earlier with the walks. That's been the issue for the Lumberjacks so far this season, and it can't get out of hand in this one.
In steps Kyle Coleman. First pitch is a strike. Check swings, but doesn't matter too much as it's over the plate for strike 1. This is Mohawk Valley's 4th game in a row ever since their first game against the Lumberjacks 3 days ago. Lost 2-0 versus Oneonta on the 5th. Beat the Glens Falls Dragons yesterday 7-6. And of course are playing the Boonville Lumberjacks at Boonville today, currently leading 1-0. It's Jaden Santiago on first. 0-2 to Coleman is by him for strike 3, so Albright buckles down and gets a nice strikeout.
At number 14, Eric
The
Diaz.
lineup flips over. It's back to Eric Diaz. Diaz hitting over 400 in the PGCBL thus far. Added to that with a single earlier. Shows bunt, pulls back. Pitch misses outside for ball 1. At Little Falls, where Mohawk Valley plays, it's a little difficult to tell the Lumberjacks and the Diamond Dogs apart. Mohawk wears their green uniforms on the road. However, he has some pretty sleek black ones. I gotta say, I really like them.
Yeah, you don't typically see a lot of black unis in this league. But I will say these look pretty nice, especially with the gray skies.
2-0. Also misses. Good spot, says the Lumberjack dugout. 3-0 to Diaz. Albright's 3-0. Catches the outside part of the zone. 3-1 hitters count for Eric Diaz. And if Albright's trip to Boonville was delayed any longer, I'm not sure what Christian Griffin would be doing today as the 3-2 is grounded towards the Lumberjack dugout. As I'm not sure he would have a starter. He'd have to throw a few guys out there who probably aren't ready. Arms aren't fully ready for this yet. He's building all of his pitchers up, getting their pitch counts ready. So it's pretty good timing that Albright got here 2 days ago and that Kanias Davis got here today. 3-2 is skied into left field. It'll get down in the left center gap. Cut off by Haig in left, but Diaz is into second sliding. Santiago moves to third
Number 9,
with the
Connor
gap double
Stone.
from Eric Diaz. Took that 3-2 pitch, oppo, and split the outfielders. And Diaz is 2 for 2.
Yeah, that was perfectly in the gap. I mean, if those outfielders didn't pinch in a little bit more, that could have been a triple.
Yeah, Haig, the left fielder from Bay College. Pretty good fielder, got there quickly, but Eric Diaz, speedy guy, lead off for a reason. He's into second. And now it's a good RBI opportunity yet again for Mohawk Valley. Only 1 out so far. As that steps in Connor Scanlon, the DH from Fairfield. He'll get his second chance at the plate. The infield is in. 1-0. Swung on and fouled back towards us. 1-1. One pitch is just a bit outside. 2-1. And when I say just a bit outside, I mean that literally. That didn't miss by too much.
Yeah, that one could have been in there, but a little bit of a smaller strike zone today so far.
2-1. Grounded PFP. Albright fields it cleanly and possibly saves a run with that play right there. That was beautiful for the pitcher. I mean, they practice PFPs in practice for a reason. I likely would have scored a run. A line drive ground ball to the opposite side of the infield usually scores one.
Yeah, that was right up the middle. I mean, that certainly would have scored 2 if it had gotten to the outfield, but a great play by Albright and saves his own earned run.
Here's Byron Arias. First pitch swinging, grounds it to Asher Friedman at second, who fields it cleanly and flips to R.J. Lopez, and that's twice now that Garrett Albright has gotten himself out of a jam. We'll head to the bottom of this second. Boonville 0, Mohawk Valley 1. We'll see you after the break. Bottom of the second here at Hanson Aggregates Field at Robert Smith Sports Complex. Stepping in for the Boonville Lumberjacks is Asher Friedman. He ended the inning for Mohawk Valley, had the fielding put out to end the inning for Mohawk Valley at the second over about 2 minutes ago. And here he is from transfer from Alcorn State, the HBCU, showing bunt, pulls back, called strike. 0-1.
And Friedman's got a really solid swing. I mean, not a lot of guys choke up on the bat, especially early in counts like he does, but it's a pure short swing and gets to the ball very quickly.
Swing and a miss on the off speed right there. Friedman had the day off yesterday. And I mentioned it before, led all of Alcorn State in batting average. He's currently in the transfer portal looking for his next home, looking to have a pretty eventful summer to show out what he can do. Has all the tools to play more competitive D1 baseball. It's just where he'll end up going this fall and spring. 1-2 misses upstairs.
And another guy on this team that took the JUCO route is originally from Cecil College University, which is the Division II JUCO school, but it certainly has worked out for him, and it's only up from here.
2-2 to Friedman. Hits him on the wrist. Except it doesn't. It hits the end of the bat, says the home plate umpire, so he'll stand in again. 2-2. Friedman so far hitting .400 in the PGCBL. Testament to his bat-to-ball skills. Not really a power hitter, but puts the ball in play pretty often. Only struck out once so far, looking to avoid a second one right here. 2-2, slaps it towards the Boonville dugout. Hopefully everyone's okay over there. And we'll do it again at 2-2. 2-2 to Friedman. The off speed does not catch the top of the zone, so he's working a pretty good count to 3-2.
And another thing about him, he's a very patient hitter. I mean, so far this year he's only drawn one walk, but that's not representative of his skills as a hitter.
Hits that one hard down the line, but foul. Coach Christian Griffin at third base got to stay alert over there. Friedman, no matter what happens here, making Nolan Gillis work. We mentioned earlier, Mohawk Valley has the luxury of using multiple pitchers today. Lumberjacks got to be a little bit more careful. Testament to Albright's ability to get himself out of jams. Friedman digs back in. Lumberjack dugout fired up. The 3-2 swung on and grounded softly to third base, where Venkat fields it and throws it onto Alfonso at first. So an 8-pitch at bat for Asher Friedman ultimately ends in a 5-3. That brings up Elijah Negron. He's the extra hitter today out of the University of Maryland Eastern Shore. Negron still looking for that first hit. The Perfect Game Collegiate Baseball League as he takes that first pitch outside for ball one.
And different look from him, usually playing in the middle infield, but today in that extra hitter spot, Coach Christian Griffin wants him focusing on the hitting today.
Fouls the fastball back, 1-1. Yeah, a little different lineup construction for the Lumberjacks today. It's Davon Abaga, Elijah Negron, and Asher Friedman. Those are the typical three middle infielders. And I spoke to Negron pregame. He's the extra hitter right now, but potentially might come into play later. All depends on what CG is thinking, but all about getting people reps early in the game as he fouls the 2-1 pitch off. Move to 2-2. Gillis sets. Shakes his catcher off, doesn't like it. 2-2. Skied foul yet again. Hit off the light pole. Not as many little kids at today's game. Usually they go running for that one, but that ball comfortably in front of us. 2-2. Misses inside. 3-2. That's back-to-back counts worked from Friedman and Negron now.
Yeah, Negron's a very patient hitter. I mean, even though he hasn't had a hit so far this year, he's been able to get on base through the walk.
3-2 misses upstairs, so Negron battles back to work a walk. Still in search of that first hit, but as
11, David
forgetting his name and Moneyball says, he doesn't care if it's a hit or a walk as long as you get on base. Brad Pitt? Sounds right.
Haven't seen Moneyball in quite a while, actually.
I watch it about twice a week as in steps Davon Abaga. He's playing shortstop today, takes ball one upstairs, rocking the Georgia Peach Bat from A-Town. I know Jonah Hill is the side character, Peter Brand. I'm pretty sure it's Brad Pitt.
Yeah, he's the main character, yeah. I remember that.
I wouldn't say main character. Pitch to Abaga, misses upstairs, 1-0.
I feel like he's the main character. No, he's the one building the roster.
Yeah, he tells Billy what to do.
Yeah.
He should play more serious roles, though. I like him in comedy, but I think he should play more serious roles. Did a great job. Moneyball is a top 3 baseball movie. As Abaga takes a strike. You could argue that the Lumberjacks are kind of playing Moneyball as well, actually, with who can actually pitch on the team. Struggling, so while other teams in the PGCBL have the luxury of throwing out whoever they want, they got to be pretty tactical about the pitchers, pitch counts, and half of the guys who can hit are POing. So baseball, best game on earth, is a game of strategy. As Abaga fouls off the 3-1, moves to 3-2.
And another full count here. Gillis has thrown a lot of pitches early on in this game, and certainly won't be a long one for him if this keeps up.
3-2 to Abaga. Misses well upstairs, so back-to-back walks. That's 3 consecutive 3-2 counts, back-to-back walks. Brings up Seth Bischoff, the 9-hole hitter out of Grand Rapids Community College.
Seth Bischoff.
Bischoff homered his last time he faced Mohawk Valley, crushed one to the deepest part of the yard, which of course is left field actually. Hit it about 380 at least.
Yeah, he absolutely got that ball. That was the furthest one that I think was hit all day.
Abaga on first, Negron on second, Bischoff at the plate. First pitch slider is in there for a strike. Nice pitch from Gillis. Located that really well.
And then one thing that we saw yesterday with Coach Christian Griffin's squad is a lot of bunts. I mean, 2 of them came from Wyatt Lassiter, who's not in the lineup today, but they were playing small ball, and it worked out big time.
0-1 to Bischoff. Misses upstairs, 1-1. Yeah, dugout was praising Wyatt Lassiter for his willingness to sacrifice. And, both times he laid down a bunt, they ended up scoring that inning. So, got to do what you got to do as long as you get in the win column. 1-1. Misses well inside. Bischoff backs up. Didn't want to wear that one.
And Lassiter was very effective with the bunt, not only because they were laid down in pretty good areas, but because he's one of the better hitters in this Boonville lineup. Coming into the game, in average, he was 3rd on the team, so definitely not one that you would expect to lay it down, but very effective when he does.
2-1 to Bischoff is fouled back, heads up to the Boonville locals, and that little girl just won a pack of Skittles, maybe?
Oh, whatever candy you want,
yeah.
I think.
I could go from Skittles right now.
You just had some M&Ms in the car. You want more?
All right. Let's focus on baseball, please. 2-2 to Seth Bischoff. Grounded towards the second baseman, Colby. It's cut off by Alfonso at first, and everyone's safe. So a little bit of miscommunication on the right side of the infield for Mohawk Valley, but the bases are loaded now. For the Lumberjacks, it's going to be Harrison Haig with a chance to drive some runs in.
And they're going to score that one a hit. I mean, it's just put in a very competitive place and no communication from the infield, but Boonville won't mind. It's bases loaded with 1 out. Huge opportunity here for Haig.
Yeah, what they say is put the ball in play and good things happen. And, well, despite 2 walks to start the inning in the bottom of the first, Bischoff does just that. A little weak contact, but because it wasn't hit so hard, the infielders don't really know who's going to take it, and a little bit of miscommunication gets a base hit for Bischoff ultimately. And now Harrison Haig is looking to find some everyday playing time in this Boonville lineup. Bases loaded. Now is the time to do it.
Yeah, Haig, his only appearance so far this year came against Utica June 2nd, where he had 1 hit and 1 strikeout and 4 plate appearances. But this is a huge opportunity right here. For a guy that's not coming into this team as an everyday starter, with the bases loaded, this is where he has to thrive.
Haig from Australia got that Australian accent that the teammates like in the dugout. They occasionally do impressions of him. I'm sure it's out of love. It's Negron on third, Abaga on second, and Bischoff at first. First base, Alfonso playing in on the dirt. First pitch to Haig is in the dirt, but a nice move by Jaden Santiago to make sure that one doesn't go to the backstop.
And Santiago was used at Columbia primarily as a defensive substitution. That's where he's the strongest, and it was really apparent last time out against Boonville.
1-0 to Haig. Swung on and missed. 1-1. On deck for the Lumberjack is Noah Reed. So the lineup will flip over after Haig. He's the 10-hole hitter, which exists only in the Perfect Game Collegiate Baseball League as he skies one to left, and it gets down ultimately. There's going to be a play at third to get Abaga, so it was weakly hit, no man's land, but Abaga had to hold up at second, so they're going to rule it a fielder's choice, but Lumberjacks tie up the game here in the bottom of the second, and Harrison Haig probably wanted that to be scored a hit, but he'll take an RBI nonetheless.
Yeah, that one was a little bit awkward. I'm not sure if that was strategic from the outfielder Freaker or if that just dropped right in front of them, but ends up working out for Boonville.
No, I think it was hit softly. I don't think he'd want to run to score there, but Harrison Haig does a job, and its lineup turns over. Noah Reed now. I mentioned it earlier, Noah Reed hitting leadoff today. Runs a 6'4", 60, also benches 285 for reps. So this is a guy who, is strong but also fast, just a true all-around athlete from North Central Texas, is in the portal looking for a home. 0-1, misses down low. Good off speed from Gillis, just couldn't locate for a strike. Bischoff on second, Haig on first. 1-1 to Reed. In there for a strike, 1-2. Reed doesn't like it. Santiago calls time, wants to talk to his pitcher. Skies are gray here in Boonville. Wind not a factor tonight. It's hard to hit one out here at Hanson Aggregates. 12-foot walls all around the outfield. .330 down to left, .320 to right, .365 to center. 1-2 pitch, fouled off. We'll do it again.
And like we mentioned earlier, a lot of pitches thrown by Gillis. I mean, he had a strong outing last time out against the Lumberjacks, but I don't think he's going to go very far in this one. He's already put a lot of mileage on the arm, and we're only in the second inning.
A little bit of movement on the Mohawk Valley bullpen. No one throwing, just a few guys warming up. 1-2 to Noah Reed. Swung on and missed. He'll have to earn it at first. Drop third strike, and he does. That's Santiago to Alfonso. But the Lumberjacks get one coming from the bat of Harrison Haig. We'll head to the top of the third. We are tied 1-1 here at Hanson Aggregates C after the break. Top of the third here at Hanson Aggregates Field. Brady Foxwell, Evanson Beta tied at 1-1 after the Lumberjacks put one up in the bottom of the second. It's Garrett Albright still on the mound for the Lumberjacks out of Coastal Alabama Community College. Christian Griffin hoping for 5 innings out of him today as that first pitch is in there for a strike. Albright gotten himself into 2 jams in the first and the second respectively, but credit to him, worked his way out of both of them. Fastball misses just outside.
And that's going to be huge, especially with the depleted bullpen. If he can go far in this game, it'll be a lot better. It'll put less strain on that bullpen.
1-1, just misses 2.
But
man, it's not the largest zone today.
No, it's definitely been a small zone all day long. I mean, that's also not going to help either of these pitchers with the pitch count.
2-1 is grounded into left field for a clean single off the bat of Brody Freaker. So that's the top of the first, the top of the second, and the top of the third inning. The leadoff hitter for the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dogs gets on.
Yeah, Albright's been a little bit fortunate so far that he's only allowed 1 run. I mean, that's 4 hits and 3 walks already surrendered in just over 2 innings of play. Not the best numbers, but he's got himself out of the jam.
Helps when you throw 94.
Certainly.
Credit to the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dog hitters. They're doing a good job hitting the fastball early, as here's Nolan Colby, we mentioned it earlier, the hero of the last game they played together. He takes the first pitch for a strike. Oh, 0-1, fouled back, 0-2.
And Colby fouled the ball off of his ankle earlier in his first at-bat, but looks to be walking all right out there.
Hope that everybody's healthy and safe here in the Perfect Game Collegiate Baseball League. 0-2, grounded to first. Lopez tags first. It'll be a tag play at second, but in to second safely is Freaker. Lopez tags first to get the easy one. Not sure if that's the right play. At least you get 1. Not complaining, but wondering if there's a chance at 2.
No, I think the runners are both too fast. I mean, you saw with him sprinting back, I think it's the smart play to just get the guaranteed out.
I'm sure Albright appreciates it. So that's 1 out here in the top of the 3rd. Here's Hirsch Ramayanam Venkat. Takes that first pitch for a strike. Venkat struck out his first at-bat. Albright checks on the runner and deals. Same exact spot for strike 2, and quickly down 0-2 is Venkat.
Yeah, it wasn't the most competitive strikeout the first time around, but hasn't looked that much better in this at-bat either.
Goes back to the fastball, misses upstairs. 1-2. It's Freaker on second. Mohawk 3 hits to Lumberjacks 1. Each side has an error. 1-2 is hit into left field. Is it going to get down? It will. Advancing to third is Freaker. He will be in standing. Advancing to second is Venkat. Aggressive base running right there, as that one kind of skied into left, a little similar to the Harrison Haig situation where it's just no man's land. 3 fielders getting there, and it drops in between all 3. Freaker read that well and was able to advance to third. When with the throw coming to third, Venkat reads that one well and gets to second. So yet another jam here for Albright, and the infield is in yet again. Here's Wesley Alfonso. First pitch swinging, lines it. Base hit to right field. 1 run will score in Brody Freaker. Venkat will come around to score as well from the 2 RBI single from Wesley Alfonso, and now it's 3-1 Mohawk Valley.
Up to bat, number 7.
And it felt like that was probably going to happen eventually. I mean, the dam had to break at some point with all the hits and walks that Albright's been allowing, but just unfortunate to see, and on 2 balls really that could have gone either way.
Yeah, a good piece of hitting from Wesley Alfonso. Jumps on the first pitch, hits it, pretty directly at Asher Friedman, but a very tough play is there's just no way he can get there. He's diving to his opposite hand, and would have been a spectacular play to even stop that ball, but rolls into right field, and Mohawk Valley grabs 2 in the top of the 3rd. Jaden Santiago lines that one up to Davon Abaga, who misplays it at short. What looked like a tailor-made double play will instead be an E6, as Jaden Santiago is now on for Mohawk Valley. Uncharacteristic from Abaga.
Yeah, Abaga, we see him in practice almost every day. He's got some of the smoothest hands that I've ever seen on a baseball field, but, I mean, just not really happening for him right there. A rare miscue from the shortstop.
It's like playing basketball when you're on a fast break and have an open layup. That's like the most difficult shot to make, actually. That one, I mean, tailor-made is the right word for that. He could have stepped on second and thrown to first with plenty of time to spare, and ultimately just was thinking ahead when he needed to be thinking in the present. And now it's 2 on here in the top of the 3rd, and Albright has to continue dealing, which is arguably the worst part of that error. Fouled back towards us. Misses the press box.
Barely.
We weren't in any danger. Almost hit the box, but we're okay over here in Boonville. We get a lot of action towards us. It's been a common theme here. Stationed right where a righty would hit a foul ball. As the 1-1 to Kyle Coleman misses inside, 2-1.
And like we mentioned with Gillis, Albright kind of getting up there in pitches might be something Coach Christian Griffin wants to take a look at. No movement right now in the bullpen, though.
Yeah, the double play ball was necessary right there, unfortunately, but 2-1 to Coleman, ball 3. Now it's 3-1 to the 9-hole hitter, and it's the top of the lineup on deck. It's Eric Diaz, so you really don't want to load the bases for the best hitter on the team, arguably. Three-one misses upstairs, so ball 4. So instead of an inning-ending double play, it's 1 out with the bases loaded. It's Eric Diaz, who is already 2 for 2 with 2 barrels, really. So it was the liner to right in his first at-bat, and it was the gap double in his second. You know, a testament to the hitting on this Mohawk Valley Diamond Dog side is that it's his 3rd at-bat, and it's only the top of the 3rd here. So I imagine that trend won't continue as batting around every inning, but Lumberjacks need to buckle down offensively. Albright's got himself out of 2 jams so far, and this one will be the most pivotal so far. Diaz single and a double halfway to the cycle with the 2 most difficult. Still to go as that first pitch goes to the backstop, and everyone will advance 90 feet. Mohawk Valley puts 1 more on the scoreboard. It's like a slider that just went too far inside, and now there's no force at home, and the runners have advanced 90 feet. Diaz takes his time before getting back into the box. Santiago at 3rd, Coleman at 2nd. The leadoff hitter Diaz is up right now. Off speed, misses outside, 2-0. On deck is Connor Scanlon, the designated hitter out of Fairfield University.
And Albright's just got to look for a way to get out of this inning as soon as he possibly can. This can't get any deeper into the top of this Diamond Dogs lineup.
2-0 to Diaz, 3-0 misses upstairs. Diaz came into today already hitting over 400. Got to be pretty close to 500, right now. .3-0 to Diaz. Does he give him some to hit? Yes, he does. Fastball's in there for a strike, 3-1. Infield is in. Play is at home. Outfield backed up, giving number 14 his respect. Fastball misses outside, so it's back-to-back walks now for Mohawk Valley, and the bases are loaded yet again.
And that's walk number 5 on the night for Albright. He's given out the free passes, and that's been the Achilles heel for the Lumberjacks all year.
Up to bat, number 9, Connor Scalone.
Here's Connor Scanlon. Bases loaded for him. RBI opportunity. First pitch is in there. Fastball lands for a strike. Mohawk Valley, the bats are alive. They're working walks and getting hits. They've got 5 on the day so far. To think that they could have been out of the inning with a double play. Foul ball towards the Mohawk Valley dugout, excuse me. Scanlon to bat, an even tougher opponent with Byron Arias on deck. Quickly down 0-2 is Scanlon. Pitch from Albright misses outside 1-2. don't have a place to put him. RJ Lopez in on the first base side, the rest of the infield playing back in regular depth. 1-2 pitch. Misses in the dirt, ball 2. Off speed. Chase pitch. Misses low.
And the Lumberjacks can't play from behind every single game. I mean, it kind of worked for them a little bit last night, but that's been the killer. I mean, even when the offense gets going, they're always down by too many runs.
2-2. Skied into right field. Moving to his left is Bronx Lewis, who hits the wall pretty hard, and he is down. Players are running to see if he's okay. Say a prayer at home. Bronx Lewis seems to be in pain in right field.
I think that might have knocked him out. He hasn't moved a muscle since he hit the ground, and he ran full speed into the fence.
Asking for the trainers. Bronx Lewis, everything. Running for that ball. I pray that he's okay. We'll see you after the break. Welcome back to Hanson Aggregates Field. A scary sight, however. Bronx Lewis on his own 2 feet walked off the field, so obviously he will be out of the game. Jihad Guy steps in to take his place in right field. Bronx Lewis seems to be okay, at least walking, no serious injuries. He'll be evaluated later. Bases still loaded here in the top of the third. That one is skied into left field. Haig is playing it, and there will be no tag. So a can of corn to left field ultimately. Harrison Haig plays it, and there's no throw at the plate, so a out. A quality out, I should say, for Garrett Albright there to get Connor Scanlon out, but now it's Byron Arias up to bat with the bases loaded.
Yeah, Haig has a great arm out there in left field. Certainly Santiago did not want to test it there, and a great quality out from Garrett Albright.
But now he's got an even tougher test in the 3-hole hitter, Byron Arias. First pitch is outside for ball 1. Arias kind of a lanky guy, but he barrels the ball very frequently. 1-0, fouled back.
And certainly a scary moment there for Lewis, but what it did do is helped calm Albright down. He certainly looks a lot more composed in this at-bat than the previous 2.
1-1 in the dirt. Seth Bischoff with a nice move to block it. Can't find it, Seth. It's right in front of you. He's all right. No damage done. 2-1 count, however, to the 3-hole hitter Arias.
Yeah, it's a tough one to locate if you're the catcher, especially right there in front of you, but good job just to block it and get out in front of it. That's what you need, especially in the bases loaded situation.
Two, 1 to Arias. Fouled back. With the bases loaded, Albright going from the windup. Bases loaded, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the top of the third. Albright sets, deals. Ground ball to RJ Lopez at first, and it goes over his glove. A tough bounce at the very end. And yet another run scores for Mohawk Valley in what could have got him out of the inning, but RJ Lopez was all ready to field that ground ball, and it's a bad hop.
Yeah, that one, they say, kind of ate him up, and that certainly did right there. I mean, just at the last second, pops right up in front of his glove, and very unfortunate there. Albright's had 2 big opportunities to get out of this inning, and his defense has kind of let him down.
So no errors yesterday, 3 so far in 3 innings here, as Seth Bischoff does a nice job saving that ball from going to the backstop. It's going to be 4 runs put up in the top of the third for Mohawk Valley. And you mentioned it, they seem to be always clawing out of holes. Yesterday they had a lead, but ultimately lost it for a bit, regained it, but a 1-run deficit is much easier to come back from than a 3-run deficit, as that ball is lined into left field. 3 runs will score. And Brody Freaker is into second base with a bases-clearing double. That one driven into the left center gap, and a nightmare inning for the Lumberjacks. This really shouldn't have happened.
No, I mean, all these runs are unearned from Albright. Not that he'll care at all. This is just not a great outing, and he should have been out of here 6 batters ago, but he's just got to fight through it at this point.
So it's Nolan Colby up to bat. First pitch misses way outside for a ball. Still no action in the Lumberjack bullpen. Albright left to deal with the mess that his infielders have left him. Colby grounds one to RJ Lopez. His second chance. He will field cleanly And we'll head to the bottom of the third, but an ugly 7 spot put up for Mohawk Valley as the Lumberjacks hope to crawl out of this 8-1 deficit early. We'll see you after the break. Welcome back to Hanson Aggregates Field, where the Lumberjacks are in a pretty big hole right here, down 1-8 early, bottom of the third. But batting for the Lumberjacks is the newest addition, Kanias Spanky Davis, as they say. He's batting for Bronx Lewis. Davis wearing 23. He plays for Alcorn State and just finished up playing for the All-American game the other day. That's the reason for the late arrival. Quickly up 2-0 in the count. Davis can also pitch and could possibly be used today, or at least was intended on before the game started. Now that he's hitting, I'm not sure the rules on that. Perfect Game Collegiate Baseball League with the extra hitter and the 10 batters. It's all about reps here, but we'll see how Coach Christian Griffin plays the rest of his game as the 3-0 pitch is in there for a strike. 3-1 misses outside, so a 5-pitch walk for Spanky. It'll be RJ Lopez up, looking to keep the inning, keep the good start to the inning going.
And it's going to be on him right here. 2 defensive errors, the last one on him, and he's definitely going to want to make up for it right here.
The RJ Lopez up now. Got ate up by that slow rolling ground ball.
Yeah, and that one unfortunately just popped up on him at the very last minute. I mean, RJ's been amazing defensively over there at first, but that one right there, just an unfortunate play.
1-0 pitch is fouled back, 1-1. There you go, back to first to see if Kanias Davis is moving. He is not. Still Nolan Gillis on the mound for the Diamond Dogs. Nobody in the bullpen. Lopez lines that into left field for a single. And it's the first two batters on here in the bottom of the first for the Lumberjacks. And it'll be big Michael Clarkson stepping up to the plate. Not to be confused with Michael Jackson, as we have in previous broadcasts. Fan of his music, though. Told us that yesterday. Doesn't mind the comparison, actually. As it's R.J. Lopez and Kanias Davis at first and second, respectively. First pitch to Clarkson is upstairs. Clarkson DHing today out of Paris Community College. Hit the transfer portal on Monday when it opened. Misses upstairs, 2-0. Pitch to Clarkson is hit pretty well into left field. Moving back is Freaker. He will not get there. That one hops the wall. Coming in to score is Davis. There's going to be a play at third. R.J. Lopez is in there and safe, says the third base umpire. So it's going to be a stand-up double for Clarkson. Kanias Davis comes around to score. R.J. Lopez moves to third, and Big Mike is standing on second.
That's a huge hit right there from Clarkson, and not sure if you caught it, but running around the first base right there, he was bumped right into the first baseman, actually shoved him and pushed him over as the first baseman was trying to block his path, but Big Mike cannot be stopped, and he's in there with the double.
Yeah, as he was saying yesterday, with a metal bat, that ball might have hit the trees over there. Wood bat is a little different, as in steps Zeb Swingham. First pitch misses upstairs. Swingham playing third base today out of the University of North Carolina, Asheville. Takes the off speed for a strike, 1-1. Great RBI opportunity for Swingham and the Lumberjacks. Two Ducks on the pond, both in scoring position. One. Catches the bottom of the zone, strike two.
And Swingham has a lot of sneaky power in his swing. He can definitely be a guy that can lift one for extra bases and keep this rally going for Boonville.
1-2 misses upstairs. We'll move to 2-2. Kind of crowds the plate a bit. Got hit by a pitch in his last game. Type of guy who would wear one too. So pitch runs inside. Don't expect him to move out of the way. He'll take his free 90. 2-2. Hit pretty well, but foul down the left field line. Jumped all over the curveball. Just got to straighten that one out a little bit.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys on this team who will proudly wear a fastball. I mean, Tanner Ferguson wore two last night, and he was more excited after the first one for the second.
Ferguson, another notable scratch in the lineup, as that one is in the dirt but blocked by Santiago. He saved a few runs now behind the plate, but yeah, different lineup construction today. Ferguson, the best hitter on the team, arguably out of the lineup today. Will Hill not playing. We mentioned it. Jacob Young, limited at bats, but technically has the highest average, also not in the lineup today. 3-2 to Swingham, grounded up the middle. A run will score. Arias fields it cleanly, throws onto first, and is safe. He beats that out for a hit, I'm sure is what they'll score that. They do. And that's the speed from Swingham, who hits it up the middle, and credit to Byron Arias. That's a really tough play, but Zeb Swingham is just a little bit faster than Arias' arm can get over to first. So an infield single for Swingham, he'll take that in. And all of a sudden, 8-3 doesn't look so horrible for the Lumberjacks.
Yeah, Swingham played football in high school as a defensive back and a receiver, and he showed off that speed right there.
Friedman shows bunt, pulls back. Swingham goes to second with a late steal, possibly wanted the throw to second. Ultimately, Santiago pump fakes, checks on Clarkson at third, who doesn't move the best, to put it lightly, and well, Swangham takes his free base, and now it's 2 on, both in scoring position for Friedman, who is known to put the ball in play, and he does. Lines it into right field. 1 run will score. Swangham is held at third, and Friedman takes his nice single. Again, hits to all fields, and right field was his destination there. Not hit deep enough to score another run for Zeb Swangham. But now it's 4-8 as the Lumberjacks have responded to the 7th spot in the top of third with 3 of their own and are still no outs in the bottom of the third.
Yeah, they just got to keep the line moving. That's what's going to help them, and they've cut the lead down already, but need to cut it down more, especially to pick up this pitching staff that is pretty depleted today.
Here's Elijah Negron looking for his first hit. He walked earlier today. Freeman at first, possibly stealing here. As the pitch to Negron misses down low. Runners on the corners. It's Friedman at first, Swangham at third. Still on the mound for the Diamond Dogs is Nolan Gillis. A little bit of movement in the Mohawk Valley bullpen. No one throwing, few arms stretching. Negron lines that one into right field. It'll get down. There's going to be a play at second, though. And he's safe, says the second base umpire. So a single for Elijah Negron. That's his first hit of the season, and an RBI single is what it is as Swangham comes in to score. And yeah, they keep on passing the stick. It's first and second now. No outs. Davon Abaga steps up, and he's the tying run at the plate as they've now put up 4 here with no outs.
Yeah, 6 straight on to start the inning in a meeting at the mound with the catcher Santiago and the pitcher, but they just need to calm it down here.
Makes you wonder if they could have just got out of the top of the third, how different this game could look. But you can say if all you want. The matter is, it's 8-5, but the Lumberjacks are playing the hand they were dealt. And Abaga has an opportunity to do some damage here. Corners are in for the Diamond Dogs. It's Negron at first, Friedman on second. Both can move decently well. Abaga, first pitch was a strike. No big leads at first or second. 0-1 misses upstairs to Devo. It's 1-1.
And Abaga is going to be a crucial batter here. Behind him are 2 guys that can definitely make contact, but if he can just keep the line moving, this will be a huge inning for the Lumberjacks.
1-1, fouled back, 1-2. Abaga hitting 8th. On deck is Bischoff. In the hole is Harrison Haig. Lumberjacks, 4 runs put up so far, but they're not satisfied. Still looking to make this game closer than it is. 1-2 pitch dotted, but just misses outside, and it's 2-2.
And that's a close one. That's a risky take right there by Abaga, but pays off, and he's got to keep working the count.
It's been a slightly small strike zone all day. That one in favor of the Lumberjacks as Davon Abaga now has another chance. 2-2. That one is going to be in there for strike 3. Devo knows it, and he walks back to the dugout. The fastball froze him from Nolan Gillis.
Yeah. Devo has not had the best start to the year, now batting under 200, but a guy who had D1 offers and was going to go play at Seattle University ended up not playing there, but I'm not really worried about him, but just a struggle to start the year for him.
Yeah, here's Seth Bischoff now with 2 on. First pitch misses inside. One 0 to Bischoff, misses down low. Yeah, and it's that last inning, there was a little bit of a pause there. It's just, it wasn't kind of a disaster inning for the Lumberjacks, including the injury to Bronx Lewis. It was glad to see him walk off the field with his own 2 feet, knowing that he's at least okay in that sense. And what looked really scary here at Hanson Aggregates turned out to hopefully just be, a couple day setback for the right fielder.
Yeah, walked off on his own power. Didn't look like there was anything too serious with him, so hopefully should be okay down there.
That's what running into a wall at full speed will do to you. 2-1 misses downstairs, but I think that really speaks to just like his hustle and dedication to the team. I mean, that ball was hit pretty well, but was going to be foul. There was no way it would have been. No runs were saved. He just wanted to get the out for the team and put his body on the line to do so. Speedy recovery for him as Seth Bischoff takes a 5-pitch walk, and it's bases loaded now for the Lumberjacks. And am I crazy, or is the sun coming out?
Yeah, you wouldn't believe it. I mean, it's been an incredibly cloudy day out here in Boonville, but this might be the end of the day for the pitcher out there, Matt Allegria. Not his best day.
A little mound visit. Want to discuss what's happening? Bischoff on first, Negron on second, Friedman at third. Stepping up is Harrison Haig. His last at-bat, he also came up with the bases loaded. Had a little bloop. Hit to left, turned into a fielder's choice with a play at third. Haig looking for another big RBI opportunity right here. First pitch fastball blown by him for strike one. Allegria steps off. Searches for his pitch. First baseman Alfonso is in. Rest of the infield stays back. 0-1 misses barely inside. 1-1 to Harrison Haig. On deck is Noah Reed. Lineup will flip over after Haig. In outfield playing in, they don't respect the power. 1-1 is popped up to Alfonso at first, but it's the pitcher Allegria who catches it. So an uneventful out for Haig, and now it's going to be Noah Reed with a pretty big scoring opportunity here. 2 outs now, but this is an opportunity. They've already put up 4, but don't get complacent here. If you're the Boonville Lumberjacks, you really want to get at least one more here with the bases loaded.
No, I don't think you can get complacent when you're down 3 runs, but Reed's a guy with a lot of power. If he can put one in the gap, that can tie this game.
First pitch swinging into line drive into left. Friedman will score. Rounding third is Negron. He'll be in to score as well. So a 2 RBI single for Noah Reed right on cue, and the Lumberjacks have responded to a 7-run top of the third with 6 of their own. And it's 8-7 now here in the third, as it's been batting practice at the field so far.
Yeah, both teams, I mean, that's the 14th hit so far here today, and we're only in the 3rd inning. This has been a thriller of a game so far.
In steps Spanky Davis, so the Lumberjacks have batted around. Back to the top of the lineup. Davis led off here in the top of the third. Now he's got 2 on. Noah Reed on first. And Bischoff on second. Spanky Davis, All-American in the SWAC conference for Alcorn State. It's an HBCU. 1-1 to Davis. Ump calls time. Pitcher and batter will readjust. Lumberjacks have put up 6 in the third. Mohawk Valley has put up 7. One to Davis. Swung on, fouled back towards the backstop, and it's 1-2.
Big at bat right here, especially for a new guy like Davis. If he can show his teammates, I mean, they know how good he is, but just to put it out on the field here and help the team win would be huge.
Fastball misses upstairs, 1-2.
I mean, everyone on this team, they've been expecting him for a couple weeks now, ever since the season started, and everyone was super excited to have him a part of the lineup today, and he'll be a huge addition going forward for this team.
Fastball misses upstairs, 3-2 to Davis. 3-2, 2 outs. Noah Reed on first, Bischoff on second. Both will take off on front leg movement. Lumberjacks looking to tie up the game here in the bottom of the third, as the pickoff move to second, nothing doing, is Bischoff. Davis skies one into right field. Moving to his left is Alfonso, close to the wall, but makes the play about 5 feet in front of the wall and is perfectly safe there on the first base dugout. And we head to the top of the fourth, but without a lot of damage done on both sides. Mohawk puts up 7 in the top of the third. Lumberjacks respond with 6th. We'll see you after the break. Top of the fourth here at Hanson Aggregates Field at Robert Smith Sports Complex. Brady Foxwell, Evan Simbita. Stepping up for the Diamond Dogs is Harsh Ramayan Venkat. He doubled his last at-bat. Caden is first. Garrett Albright still on the mound for the Lumberjacks. First pitch outside for ball 1. Very eventful third inning on both sides of both the Mohawk Valley side and the Boonville side as well. 1-0 in there for a strike.
Yeah, I mean, wasn't a bad response from Boonville. We've seen a lot of innings so far this year that have just put Boonville so far out of this game that they can't get back in, but that's the response that you want.
Off speed misses in the dirt. Ball 2 towards Venkat.
I mean, they're squarely in this one, only behind by 1 run. We'll see if the bullpen ends up factoring into this game a little bit later, but for right now, they're pretty much in this one.
Yeah, Lumberjacks got to play a little bit better in the field is the biggest takeaway so far. Also, Albright can limit his walks. That would be nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to play the what-if game, but it really is interesting to think about maybe 4 runs being taken off the board and Boonville being in steady control.
Ball in the dirt moves to 3-2. Albright looking to avoid putting the leadoff hitter on for the 4th straight inning. Albright sets, delivers. 3-2 is grounded to the left side, gets through for a base hit for Harsh Venkat.
Up to bat number 38, Wesley Alfonso.
Hit to the left side and between Swangham and Negron, who is now playing short. No one was able to get there. Defensive substitutions while we're at it. Negron is now playing shortstop. Abaga has moved to second, and Friedman is now the extra hitter. That was what Negron had told me pregame, is that CG might mix things up a little bit in the infield to get everyone some reps. And well, it seems that after Abaga failed to turn the double play there, it's time to switch things up. Here's Wesley Alfonso, 1-1 to him.
And it worked for Negron. I mean, he got his first hit of the season today and also had a walk. It was good to see him focus on the hitting and be very productive at doing so, but they definitely need his glove out in the field.
Yeah, Negron had the day off yesterday in what turned out to be a victory for Boonville. And I got to say, you know, it's early in the season, and I don't think the team was too worried that they wouldn't win a game, but after dropping 4 in a row, the spirits were definitely high after winning that first one.
Yeah, it was definitely huge just to see that get off the shoulders of the Boonville players. And, I mean, coming back home with a win, this is when you need to build on this. If they want to be competitive this season, it needs to come right now. They need to get momentum going, and that's what will help them.
Lumberjacks still 0-2 at home, though, looking to change that today. Got the win at Utica, who was chirping them all game as you'll walk Wesley Alfonso. First 2 batters on here in the top of the 4th.
Up to bat number 7.
Mohawk Valley
Jaden
not quite as
Santiago.
intimidating of an environment. At least the fans aren't getting into it as much.
No, definitely not. I mean, Boonville, they've played 2 pretty good games over there so far this year, and, you know, it's been 2 close ones, so definitely not a hostile environment like Utica, but they need to play a little bit better, especially on those away games.
Little mound visit here for the Lumberjacks as they don't want another disastrous inning here. Albright hoping he can settle down a bit as, well, Griffin needs innings out of him. He can't really, you know, of course, if his arm's not up to it, he'll have to pull him. But as far as CG is concerned, he needs 5 out of him today.
Yeah, especially with the depleted bullpen. I mean, it seems like it's definitely more of not a choice for CG, but more of a necessity.
Santiago shows bunt, pulls back. Fastball misses outside. RJ Lopez all the way in to field a bunt. If it were to happen, Santiago pulled back, but now is a good sacrifice opportunity. Shows bunt yet again. Pulls back again as that one misses upstairs.
Yeah, that one, another one that really could have been called in the zone, but a really small strike zone here today, and it's been interesting to see on both sides. It's affected the pitchers in huge ways.
Yeah, lots of offense here. Santiago shows bunt yet again. Albright, just throw it down the middle. That he does. It's laid down pretty well. Bischoff picks up, fires to first, and they get the out, but Santiago does his job, moves both runners 90 feet, and for the 4th straight inning, Garrett Albright's got 2 runners on in scoring position with only 1 out.
Yeah, great throw there by Bischoff and great heads-up play by Devon Abaga to go and actually cover the first base bag. That play does not happen without him, as it looks like CG is going to go to the pen here.
Yeah, well-placed bunt there by Santiago. That's textbook, can't really put it down much better than that. Shove it down the third base line, and well, Santiago, he's kind of quick. Wouldn't say he was close to beating that out, but absolutely does his job. Gets his high fives on the way back to the dugout, as that will be the end of the night for Albright. He's still responsible for the runners on second and third, and don't let the 8 runs fool you. Not many of those are earned, but it'll be Jonathan Tetzlav taking over out of Norwich University, and we'll see you after the break. So a little pitching change here at Hanson Aggregates. Jonathan Tetzlaff coming over in the top of the fourth here. Garrett Albright did his job, at least did what he could on the mound, and is responsible for Venkat at third, as well as Alfonso at second base. Tetzlaff hoping to clean up the mess without allowing one, and Tetzlaff has pitched here a few times now, and what can we expect out of him, Evan?
Yeah, his ERA is 11.05, which doesn't really showcase how good he is as a pitcher. I mean, his first start here at home, he allowed a grand slam, and other than that, was very good.
Well, Liza, barrel to left as Coleman will drive in one, and it's misplayed out and left by Harrison Haig, so one more will come in to score in Alfonso. So a 2 RBI single there for Kyle Coleman will end Albright's day officially. The Mohawk Valley, credit to their hitters, man. They put barrels on the ball all the time.
And that's an unfortunate one right there. I mean, there have been a lot of balls in between short and third today. I mean, they've just been very well placed.
Well, here's Eric Diaz batting for the fourth time in 4 innings. Wow, it's kind of odd to say that, but batting for the fourth time in 4 innings is Eric Diaz. Kyle Coleman on first. 1 out in the inning so far. A double play ball would really help the Lumberjacks here. Diaz has singled, doubled, and walked. Got on all 3 times. Still halfway to the cycle.
And he might have an opportunity to go out there and get one today with all the ABs.
Fastball misses upstairs. Lumberjack pitchers, I imagine, don't want to give him too many good pitches to hit.
No, I mean, the hardest one in this ballpark is always going to be the homer. I mean, there's only been one by any player on either team this whole year.
Runner goes, pitch is fouled off the foot of Eric Diaz, so heading back to first is Kyle Coleman to do it again. Tetzlaff last pitched against this Mohawk Valley team. That was Wednesday. Rather, it was Thursday, excuse me. Gave up a 3-run shot to Nolan Colby. That propelled the Diamond Dogs to victory. Runner goes yet again. Pitches inside. Picked up in the dirt is Bischoff. Throws it down to second. Scooped by Negron, but Kyle Coleman ultimately into second safely. You know, one of these days the Lumberjacks got to spend half of practice with the runners stealing and catchers trying to throw them out.
Yeah, that's certainly been their struggle so far, at least defensively. I mean, the catchers really have not been throwing out a lot of batters ever on the base paths.
3-2 to Diaz, misses inside, ball 4. He's on 4 times in 4 innings, and in steps Connor Scanlon.
Up to bat number 9, Connor Scanlon.
It's runners on. Eric Diaz at first. Kyle Coleman at second. 1 out here. Tetzlaff still looking to record his first out of the inning. First pitch is grounded to short. Negron fields it. Throws to first. A little bit offline, but RJ Lopez makes the play and tags Scanlon. Diaz too fast for any double play opportunity there. Combine that with the rain and the soft dirt in the infield, it's hard to turn anything.
Byron Arias.
But now it's Byron Arias with 2 on, both in scoring position. Already added 2 this inning. Could potentially make this game even more difficult for the Lumberjacks to come back with 2 more here as the first pitch is in the dirt. Bischoff does a nice job blocking that one. One to Arias, fastball misses inside. 2-0. You do have a spot to put him on first, but then you got to face Brody Freaker, who is having quite a day at the plate as well.
Yeah, you can't let Freaker get back up in this inning. I mean, you got to limit the ABs for the top of the order, which they haven't been doing today, but it just can't get that far.
Well, it's 3-0 now to Arias. Likely has the 3-0 green light if he wants it. Freaker had a bases-clearing double in his last at-bat. If Arias gets on, he'll have the same opportunity here. 3-0. Misses outside, ball forward. Didn't miss by too much, but again, not the pitcher-friendly umpire that the Lumberjacks are hoping for today. Benefiting both teams so far, but here's Brody Freaker again and looking to do some damage.
Yeah, Freaker's been on a bit of a tear today. I mean, he's been on base all 3 times that he's been at the plate.
Skies that one into right field, shallow right field, as Davon Abaga comes in and makes a play on it and ends the inning for the Lumberjacks, but 2 more runs are added as insurance for the Mohawk Valley side. It's 10-7, lots of offense here. Brady Fox, 11 Sambita. We'll see you after the break in the bottom of the 4th. Bottom of the 4th here at Hanson Aggregates Field. Mohawk Valley added 2 more in the top half of the inning. It's RJ Lopez looking to get things started for the Lumberjack side. Lumberjacks put up a 6 spot in their last chance with the stick in their hand. Looking to do some more damage now. Pitching change for the Mohawk Valley side. It's going to be Jack Henning taking the mound now. And Evan, what do we know about him?
Yeah, Henning pitched against the Lumberjacks in their last game and did pretty all right coming out of Trinity University, the D1 school.
Fouled back. Does RJ Lopez, and it's 1-1 here.
Yeah, Henning primarily a position player, but I guess with the amount of pitchers available to the Diamond Dogs today out on the mound.
Fastball misses inside, 2-1 towards Lopez. Yeah, it wasn't the best of days for Gillis. Just lots of hits on both sides. A lot of offense. Pretty uncharacteristic for the Lumberjacks so far, but I guess if you look at their past 2 matchups, the first one had 8-13, so these 2 teams see each other and the best of the bats come out.
Yeah, and I'm surprised that that's happening at this field as well. I mean, you could understand it happening over at the Diamond Dog Stadium with the dimensions, but not a lot of runs being scored this year here at Hanson Aggregates.
3-1 pitches in there for strike two. RJ Lopez about 10 feet to first as he'll have to walk back and face the payoff pitch from Henning. 3-2 is popped up. Alfonso is under it, and RJ Lopez is retired to start the bottom of the first. Lopez thought he should have walked on that 3-1 pitch. I get the sentiment of letting the umpire know that that was a ball, but the umpire is the one who makes the decision, so he might not like calls like that.
Yeah, Lopez today, I mean, he's been struggling a little bit more so in the field than at the dish, but not his best performance.
Here's Michael Clarkson on top of what looked like a changeup for strike one.
Lopez still with the walk and the single, though. A good performance at the plate from him.
Clarkson lines one into right. That will get down for sure. Quickly to the wall. Playing it in right is Coleman, throwing to second, and that is a perfectly on line to get Michael Clarkson, who is hosed really at second.
Yeah, that one really was not close at all, unfortunately, for Clarkson. I mean, that's the second ball that should have been a double for him today. He's been swinging the bat really well the last couple days, but just unfortunately caught out a little bit on that one.
Hit it too hard, really, that Coleman was able to get to it as quickly as he could, and he's got a cannon out in the right, put it a one hop on the line right to his shortstop Arias. So beautiful fielding from the Mohawk Valley side, who I guess besides that third inning has been killing it on all cylinders today. Up to bat now is Zeb Swangen with Asher Friedman on deck. The scoreboard reflects a 10-7 score. Seems like Mohawk Valley has been doing better than Boonville today. As ground ball to third base. Vencott fields it, throws on to first. Lumberjacks go 1, 2, 3 here in the bottom of the fourth. It's 10-7, Mohawk Valley leading. We'll see you in the top of the fifth. Top of the fifth here at Hanson Aggregates Field. Brady Foxwell, Evan Sambita. Stepping in for the Diamond Dogs is Nolan Colby. Jonathan Tetzlaff still on the mound for the Lumberjacks. 10-7 the score. First pitch to Colby is downstairs, ball one. Hoping Tetzlaff can eat innings is the Lumberjacks' goal. But not what they want to be seeing daily. The Lumberjacks are always hoping their pitcher can eat innings, really. So something that has to change as more arms continue to show up for the Lumberjacks. Colby fouls that one off, 1-1.
Yeah, they're going to have to eat some innings here. With the off day tomorrow, they'll be a little bit better off for the game that will be on Tuesday, but it's still going to be a struggle until reinforcements arrive to get to the end of the year.
1-1, fouled back yet again, 1-2. One-two to Colby. Ground ball to Lopez, fields that one cleanly, takes it to the bag himself, and that's 1 up, 1 down here in the top of the 5th. Eight o'clock here in Boonville. Gets dark pretty late. You wouldn't really even know. Looked about the same it did when it was 6. As here's Harsh Venkat. Swings and misses at an off-speed breaking pitch from Tetzlav. That one was beautiful. You know, Evan, one thing I'm noticing from here is that Venkat, he's got some serious drip on the field.
Oh, yeah, looks like he's got the arm sleeve on the left and then the USA batting guard on his right arm. I mean, looks pretty cool to me.
The baby blue batting gloves, I mean, he just looks like someone who catches barrels, and he already has today. As he skies that one into center field, Noah Reed should be under it, and he is, so 2 quick outs here for the Lumberjacks. Yeah, between him and Jaden Santiago, the 2 Ivy League players for this Diamond Dogs side, both of them just really stand out on the field. Santiago with the baby blue gear from Columbia.
Yeah, that catching gear looks really nice. I mean, the powder blue, the baby blue, whatever you want to call it, it's really good on the baseball field.
Nice play fielded by Swangham at third, who throws it on to RJ Lopez, who that's another backhanded scoop that he makes at first. And beautiful inning of work from Jonathan Tetzlav. The Diamond Dogs go 1, 2, 3. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th. Brady Foxwell, Evan Simbita will now be taking you guys the rest of the way. We'll see you after the break.
Welcome back to Hanson Aggregates Field. Evan Simbita here alongside Brady Foxwell, and the Lumberjacks trailing by 3 runs. It's Asher Friedman, the shortstop, trying to get it started here for the Lumberjacks.
Asher Friedman, got E85, Don Tolliver playing in the background. One of the better walk-up songs on the team, in my personal opinion. Friedman getting close up in the box, I see. He's Maybe that's an insult to the fastball or him trying to bunt for a hit, but again, we've said all the time, just true contact guy. 4 for 10 to start the season coming into today, and worked a walk as well, grabbed a ribby too.
This one hit to the shortstop, picked up quickly and thrown over to first. Not in there, and umpire not signaling anything, and it looks like Friedman never touched the bag. Not sure what happened there.
I'm a little confused. I thought that he clearly stepped on first there. I'm not sure what the umpire was seeing there. Maybe we have it wrong.
Friedman avoided the tag from the first baseman, Alfonso, but there was just no sign from the umpire, and they called him out, but he's not leaving first bag.
Yeah, it looks like Christian Griffin wants to meet with the home plate umpire. You guys at home have YouTube. Hopefully you can go back and see for yourself. Here, I thought he just did a good job getting around the tag. I thought he was safe.
We'll have to see what happened there. You folks at home can replay that one, but it's going to be Christian Griffin who's going to try and argue his case with the first base umpire, and they will go back to it. It's a conference with the umpires to figure out what happens here. If they give him the single, it'll be Friedman's second of the day. If not, he'll be 1 for 3 with the standing, and this is a pretty crucial one right here.
Umpires meeting. The decision will stay the same. Wow, they call him out at first.
Not really surprised to see that. They don't really switch the calls like that, especially with no replay in the PGCBL. That's going to stand just where it is. So Friedman out on a ground out. That means Elijah Negron, the shortstop, started today as the extra hitter, but moved into the field after the top of the third inning, and a lot of screaming from the Boonville dugout, warned by the first base umpire. And one more of those, and someone's going to get tossed.
Yeah, I'm just not sure. That's just I don't know how I feel about that. It seemed that he was safe to me, and Friedman clearly upset at first. I don't think he's faking that right there, but ultimately there's not a lot you can do about it, as you said, so it's just one out here in the bottom of the fifth.
First breaking ball misses outside. Here's the second, swung on and hit into the gap. It's going to get down, and Negron's got extra bases. Rounds first, trips a little bit, but gets into second and stops right there. It's a stand-up double for Elijah Negron, as they still can't find the ball. And he's in there with his third time on today. That brings up the second baseman, Devon Abaga.
Yeah, Negron did an absolute barrel right there. You know, he came into the day, I can't believe it actually, he came into the day still in search of his first hit in the Perfect Game Collegiate Baseball League. That's his second of the day. He crushed that one in. Gotta wonder, man, would Friedman have come around to score on that? I think he would have if he was called safe.
Friedman speedy on the base paths, but a moot point either way. One out, runner on second is Negron as Abaga hits this one to the shortstop. Arias throws over to first, and off the glove of Alfonso, he's going to be safe. Abaga goes to second, and Negron scores. It's a second straight double. That one off of an error, but Boonville gets one back. It's 10-8.
Well, he ultimately scored that one at hit. It was hit hard enough that Arias, moving to his left, had to make a tough play to get it over there. It'll be a hit and an error ultimately that gets him to second there. But again, we said it earlier, put the ball in play and good things will happen. So Lumberjacks will take that for sure. A little bit of good karma on their side after the Asher Friedman debacle at first to start the inning. Now it's back-to-back runners at second.
Looks like more conferencing from the umpires, but Abaga safe at second. That brings up the catcher, Seth Bischoff. Bischoff so far today, single and a walk from him, productive in the 9-hole spot. Head coach Christian Griffin told us before the game he likes to rotate his catchers, and that's why Bischoff is playing in this one.
Bischoff has also found success against Mohawk Valley before, as we said in his last game. You know, Henning seems pretty concerned with Abaga at second.
Breaking ball outside, 1-0 the count. Bischoff out of Grand Rapids Community College.
You see Colby at second shading over in case they do go back to second, where Abaga seems to be getting a little bit in the head of Henning, the pitcher.
Fastball clips the zone, 1-1 the count. Last game against Mohawk, Bischoff had 4 at-bats, ultimately hit his only home run so far this year for 2 RBIs. Henning looks back at the runner before firing. Abaga goes, but this one fouled back, and Abaga turns around, goes right back to second. 1-2 the count now.
Yeah, Bischoff K'd twice as well against Mohawk Valley. He's got 4 on the year so far.
Bischoff productive when he does play. With a crowded catcher's room, though, the at-bats are few and far between. This one swung on and missed. The breaking ball got him, and Seth Bischoff set down on 4 pitches. A strikeout for Henning, and that brings up the last man in this order, Harrison Haig.
Yeah, Henning's got a plus breaking ball, that's for sure. He's been using it frequently today, and why not? It's clearly working. Lumberjacks struggling to hit it. And, I mean, it's arguably his best pitch. The fastball has been the one that's getting barreled.
So the left fielder Harrison Haig up now, the Australian. Swings and checks this one to the pitcher's mound, collected by Henning and thrown to Alfonso, and that ends the inning. Bottom of the order gets 1 run, but not without controversy. It's 10-8. Boonville still trail by a pair. It will be the Lumberjacks on defense on the other side of the break. We'll be right back on the Lumberjacks Sports Network. Back in the top of the 6th, Evan Simbita here alongside Brady Foxwell, and it's the catcher Jaden Santiago, the first batter in this inning, to face Jonathan Tetzloff, who fires the breaking ball outside for ball 1. Santiago reached once on an error and walked in his other plate appearance so far today as the fastball outside for ball 1, or ball 2, excuse me. 2-0 the count. Santiago out of Columbia University, the Ivy League batter, swings and misses on that one. Heater got him, 2-1 the count. And the freshman a long way from home, out from the West Coast, San Diego to be specific. Tetzloff fires this one, and the changeup in there for strike 2. Count is all even, 2-2 now. Santiago awaits the pitch. Here it is. And the off-speed in there for called third strike. And he got him looking right there. Set him down on 5 pitches. And that brings up the right fielder, Kyle Coleman.
Bat number 25, Kyle Coleman.
A much-needed strikeout there for Tetzloff to start the inning and get the momentum going their way. Here's his first pitch. Curveball just misses the top corner. 1-0 the count. Coleman so far today has struck out, walked, and singled. As that second curveball just misses again. 2-0 the count now on the right fielder. Coleman at the collegiate level played at Belmont University. Didn't get a ton of traction. Had one lone hit in February this season as the fastball outside. 3-0 the count now. Tetzloff one ball away from a walk. Here's the 3-0 pitch, and that one outside. So a 4-pitch walk to Coleman. Lets a man on to start this inning. There's still one out. That brings up the leadoff man Eric Diaz, and our color analyst Brady Foxwell. Any updates on Bronx Lewis, who exited the game?
Back in the third, of course, very scary situation. Went full speed into a wall, and I know the Lewis family is possibly viewing this, and just want to make sure that he is okay. Ultimately was better than it looked pretty bad. He seems okay. He's got a bruised oblique, but according to the team and from what I saw, he is moving and well, walking around. He will be all right. Unfortunately, he will be out for the week. However, kind of just playing it safe here. No reason to rush him back in the lineup, but ultimately what was a very scary sight back in the third. Seems to be totally okay, and just want everyone to know that he is okay, moving and well.
Diaz barrels this one, but Reed is underneath it, makes the catch, and throws in. Coleman's got nowhere to go from first, and quite a deep fly out there from Diaz makes it 2 outs. That brings up the designated hitter, Connor Scanlon.
Yeah, that's where the players got to miss the metal bats, I'm sure, because if that ball was hit on a metal bat, that might be hitting the trees for sure, and that one hit very well. But it says 365. I think it plays deeper than that, and on top of that, it's 12-foot walls. So you really got to poke one out there if you want it to leave the yard. And ultimately, Noah Reed, speedy outfielder, makes a good read on it, makes a good play.
First one outside for ball 1. 1-0 the count on Scanlon. Off speed gets him to check his swing, and that's in there. 1-1 the count. Coleman, the runner, still at first, reached on a 4-pitch walk from Tetzloff. 2 outs, 1-1 the count. Boonville trailing by a pair in the top of the 6th inning. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Tetzloff, swung on and chopped down the right field line. That one's going to be fair, and Canisius Davis chasing it down in the right field corner. The runner, Coleman, rounds third, and he will score, and the runner rounds third as well. He's going to be absolutely hosed, and Connor Scanlon with a double tried to extend it to a triple. That will end the inning. The run still scores, however. It's going to be 11-8 with the Diamond Dogs still on top, but Jonathan Tetzloff gets out of the jam with an unorthodox out right there, and they will be back batting on the other side of the break. Evan Simbita, Brady Foxwell, we will be right back on the Lumberjacks Radio Network. Back in Boonville after a one-run top of the 6th from the Diamond Dogs. It's the Lumberjacks and the top of the order trying to get back into this game. It's the center fielder Noah Reed standing in from the right side.
Yeah, Noah's got those bright orange cleats on and very tight pants. Not sure you're a fan of the tight baseball pants. Is that right, Evan?
I don't know. I'm more of a fan of the baggy style personally, but you know, if guys go out there and want the tight pants, that's their prerogative.
What about the tweeners?
Nah, I think you got to choose one. I really think
like the super tight one with the stirrups.
Not
a fan of it?
No.
Really?
No.
I thought that was baseball drip, man. I can't lie. That's all the stars were rocking that. I mean, baggy pants would wear. That's what you'd wear when you tear a hole in your other pants?
I don't know. I always think baggy kind of looks better on the baseball field. But 2-1 the count regardless on Noah Reed. That off speed is in there for a strike. 2-2 the count now. Reed had a 2 RBI single his last time up, but struck out before that and grounded out in the first inning to lead off this game. Here's the 2-2 from Henning. That one up high, count runs full. Reed hasn't played since the home game against Oneonta, where he had 3 at-bats, a double for 2 RBIs and a strikeout. Here's the payoff pitch. That one squarely in there for a called third strike, and Noah Reed set down on 6 pitches.
Yeah, Reed knew it, man. That was a fastball absolutely dotted. Froze Reed, nothing he could do. He'll walk back to the dugout. Just
up to bat number
great pitch from Henning.
Kanyas Davis.
Davis, the substitution right fielder at the plate now, the 2-time All-American at the JUCO level. This one swung on and fouled back behind the plate. 0-1 the count.
Yeah, interesting seeing how different the 1-2-3 looks compared to the beginning of the year, where it's Reed, Davis, and Lopez. Reed didn't get lots of playing time first week. Kanyas Davis, of course, was not here. Likewise with RJ Lopez. Seeing how the late arrivals are impacting the Boonville team, that's exactly what the coaching staff wanted when they brought everyone in.
1-1 off speed is inside. 2-1 the count now on Davis. And a bit of an unorthodox lineup, especially with off days for guys like Will Hill, Tanner Ferguson. As that one fastball misses outside. 3-1 the count.
And when you factor in that Bronx Lewis was in the lineup today as well, it's all the new guys getting the early reps, and why not? If they're hitting, then give them the opportunities.
This one hit right up the middle, and Davis has a single. The 1-out hit means that the Lumberjacks have a man on, and it's RJ Lopez, the next batter, the first baseman.
Yeah, nice piece of hitting from Davis there. Fastball taken right up the middle. No complaining on his side. Now he's on base. And yeah, the Lumberjacks are very much in this game. It's 11-8. Lumberjacks have 11 hits compared to the 8 hits on the Mohawk side. And you know, if they can settle down on the mound and just slowly chip at that lead offensively, this game might go down to the wire. Lumberjacks are very much still alive.
First pitch is way up high for a ball. Check back on the runner. Davis is not in time.
And I like that from Santiago there. Kanyas Davis fakes going to second, quickly gets back. Santiago throws back just to let him know, I'm watching you, you know. If you're going to second, there's going to be a throw, and if you fake it, there's going to be a throw back to first.
Henning readies and fires the 1-0. Another fake to second from Davis, but that one outside as well for ball 2.
Yeah, that one from Henning didn't miss by much. I thought that clipped the top of the zone, but friendly call for the home team, and it's 2-0 to Lopez. Good hitters count.
Lopez swings and misses on that one. 2-1 the count. Lopez with a single and a walk so far today. Productive day at the dish from the Bronx product. Awaits pitch number 4 of this AB. Here it comes as that fastball in there for strike 2. 2-2 the count now. Lopez just graduated from Wabash Valley College. The JUCO product is awaiting where he will go his next 4-year home.
getting some calls for sure, though.
2-2 is fouled back behind the plate, and they'll do it once again.
RJ Lopez, one of those players. It's not will he get called. It's who's going to call him, because he's a player that will be playing. Already was playing some very competitive JUCO ball. And, I mean, this fall getting some more. This summer he's getting some more reps, but he will be playing very, very competitive baseball. And one of my favorite parts of being an intern here in the PGCBL is seeing where all of these guys are going to go. Really, I mean, all of them have such bright futures. RJ Lopez, of course, one of them on second base is Kanias Davis. And, we were talking to Michael Clarkson yesterday about some potential offers, some guys calling his phone as well. Just everyone in this league got a ton of talent. It's incredibly exciting to see what these kids could be doing one day.
The 2-2 offering thrown behind the plate, and Davis goes to second. That means there's a payoff pitch here. Davis jots back and forth, ends up going on that one. That one in the dirt, ball 4, and Davis in there with a stolen base, so runners at the corners with 1 out, and it brings up Michael Clarkson.
It's nice to see the Lumberjacks on the positive side of free base stealing, because, again, that's one thing that's been hurting them. They've been giving up a few runs, and you can blame the pitchers in that they've been struggling with their command and to find the strike zone. But, I mean, if a single turns into a triple, there's not a lot the pitchers can do there where a fly ball now drives in that run like it does for the Lumberjacks right here. So props to Kanias Davis. You had a nice single up the middle, and you turn that into a triple by taking 2 free bags.
Clarkson so far today reached on an error, doubled, and singled. Awaits the 0-1 pitch. Takes the fastball outside. 1-1 the count.
RJ Lopez at first, Kanias Davis at third, and Clarkson is the tying run here. And, with the way he's been swinging the bat here, he could absolutely do some damage.
Here's the 1-1. Runner from first goes. Davis, then he goes from third as well. Ball is thrown into center field as Argenis Lopez goes into third standing. An unforced error right there from the Diamond Dogs, and that cuts the lead down to 2 runs. It's 11-9 here in the the bottom of the 6th inning.
Gotta say, that's exactly how you draw it up. In addition to the error, that's what you want. RJ Lopez would have been safe no matter if the throw was caught by the second baseman or not. And at a minimum, it's second and third, but by doing that, Davis is able to swipe home as well. Of course, the throw into center field helps, as now RJ Lopez is standing on third now, and Clarkson with a good opportunity to drive him in.
Clarkson chops this one to short. Arias takes hold of it and throws over to first. It's in time, but the run scores from third. That cuts it all the way down to 1. 21 combined runs here today. We're still in the 6th inning. Boonville trailing by 1. It's 11-10. That brings up the third baseman, Zeb Swangam.
I want to shout out Arias there. He's been getting the ball hit to him all day, and it's been tough play after tough play after tough play. And right there, he doesn't let that ball eat him up, and while he's literally falling to the ground, gets an on-line throw to the first baseman, Alfonso, to get him out there. And that wasn't an easy play by any means.
Swangam takes the fastball for strike 1.
And I mentioned it earlier, Lumberjacks got to keep chipping at that lead, and, well, that's exactly what they've been doing here. So, again, it's 11-10 now, just so much offense. You said it, 21 runs.
Swangam takes that one for ball 1. It's 1-1 the count now. Pitch from Henning is in the dirt and to the backstop, 2-1 now. And Boonville, what they've been doing today, which has been interesting and keeping them in this ball game, is just avoiding the blow-ups and avoiding shooting themselves in the foot. They've kind of let the Diamond Dogs get out in front of themselves. As Swangam fouls the 2-1 offering behind the plate, 2-2.
Yeah, of course. Just you got to think back to that third inning, man. 2 opportunities to get out of the inning, and ultimately a ton of runs were scored because of 2 errors of just maybe moving too quickly. You got to field it cleanly. You got to field it cleanly before you think about throwing it. So
Swangam fans and misses on that one, and that ends the inning. Goes down on strikes, but not before Boonville can get a pair of runs. They cut the lead down to 1, and it's 11-10. It'll be Jonathan Tetzloff back on the mound for the Lumberjacks on the other side of the break. He'll be tasked with keeping the lead at 1 for the Diamond Dogs. Evan Simbita and Brady Foxwell will be right back on the Lumberjacks Sports Network. Top of the 7th, Jonathan Tetzloff back out on the mound for the Lumberjacks, tasked with keeping the lead at 1 for the Diamond Dogs. First batter up is the shortstop, Byron Arias. Chops this one over the first baseman, Lopez. Tetzloff is covering. Underhand throw is in time, and one pitch is 1 out for Jonathan Tetzloff. That brings up the left fielder, Brody Freaker.
Gotta say, I'm a fan of Asher Friedman backing that up, going through the motions. He slides in the outfield just in case the ball was hit to him or got past R.J. Lopez at first. That's the type of fielding that the Lumberjacks need to be playing with today so they stop giving up as many errors as they are.
Freaker takes that one outside for ball 1. So far today, he's walked, singled, and reached on an error. Here's the pitch. Swung on and hit to left field. Haig is ranging back on it, but gets underneath it and squeezes that one for out number 2. So 3 pitches, 2 outs, a very effective and efficient inning for Jonathan Tetzloff. Brings up the second baseman, Nolan Colby. And that's what you're going to need if you're the Lumberjacks, Brady. I mean, quick pitches, quick outs, that's what's going to get you through this game.
Yeah, Tetzloff is hoping to eat as many innings as possible so they don't have to throw out any more two-way guys or anything like that. They just want to end the game as quickly as possible from the pitching side.
Off speed is outside for ball 1, 1-0 the count. Colby with a walk in the first inning, but that's been it from him so far. Fastball misses down low, 2-0 the count now. Second baseman out of Fairfield University, not the only Fairfield product on this Diamond Dogs roster. Here's the 2-0. That one's up high, 3-0 the count now. Colby last time out against Boonville just a couple days ago had 2 hits including a home run for 4 RBIs. As that one in there for strike 1. Colby hasn't punished the Lumberjacks so much here today, but still on a tear this season, batting .318 with 1 homer and 8 RBIs. That one inside for strike 2. Colby thought that was ball 4, tried to throw his bat, but stays in the batter's box. Count runs full. Payoff pitch with 2 outs. Boonville still trailing by a run. Here's the pitch, swung on and hit foul. They'll do it once more. The Lumberjacks out hitting the Diamond Dogs 11-8 so far in this one, but just not enough. It's been the walks that have been killers for Boonville here today. Colby, the recipient of one in his first plate appearance. Here's the payoff pitch. That one down low, and another walk for the Lumberjacks. Colby draws his second of the day, and that brings up the third baseman, Venkot.
Number 21.
Yeah, one thing I'm noticing, the Lumberjacks, in their lineup today, they had Bronx Lewis as the only lefty. Of course, he got subbed out, but on the Mohawk Valley side, it's Diaz, Arias, and Colby. That's every other lefty they have going, so no pitcher gets settled into facing only righties. for the Mohawk Valley side, their job is just a little bit easier as they only have to face righty arms no matter what, especially with Farber in the bullpen today.
Vencott takes outside for ball one. The second pitch is in the dirt. 2-0 the count now. Runner on first is Nolan Colby, who reached on a walk. 2-0 the count, 2 outs. Boonville trailing 1 run. It's 11-10 here in the top of the 7th inning. Jonathan Tetzloff fires the 2-0 pitch. Swung on and hit deep into right field. Davis is underneath it and squeezes that one to end the inning. An efficient inning from Jonathan Tetzloff gets the Lumberjacks out of a jam, and they go into the bottom of the 7th, only trailing by 1 run. Evan Simbita and Brady Foxwell will be back on the other side of the break right here on the Lumberjacks Sports Network. Welcome back to Hanson Aggregates Field here in Boonville, New York. Sun is finally setting, but it's been gray out all day here at Dr. Robert Smith Sports Complex, and Mohawk with a new pitcher on the mound. It's Brandon Lynn.
Yeah, Brandon Lynn out of Felician University, 6'3", 175, had an ERA of 2.25 in college. That was over 16 innings pitched, amassed 11 Ks in those innings, but in the PGCBL limited innings so far, he's been fantastic. He's pitched 4 total innings and has not allowed a run yet. That's only 2 appearances where he's taken up 2 innings both times, but the type of pitcher that Mohawk brings into the game to secure their 1-run lead, he's yet to give up a run, and well, if that trend continues, then he'll shut down the Lumberjacks here. Of course, small sample size, but they're throwing out their elite arms. They really want to get a W today, and Brandon Lynn is the way to do that. It's going to be the 3rd righty of the game.
Little bit of a mist coming over Hanson Aggregates Field here.
I didn't know if that was just me. Yeah, I didn't know if I was going to say something about that. I couldn't tell if I was actually seeing that right.
Yeah, it looks like that just came in as Asher Friedman, the extra hitter, steps up to the plate, takes a fastball outside for ball 1. And we've seen weather play a factor in a lot of the games so far early on in the Lumberjack season. Of course, opening day, the game got called due to lightning. We had a rain delay here today. The weather's held steady, but looks like it might be coming down here. Friedman chops this one behind the plate and foul. That one gets way out of play.
Yeah, no, that is definitely a mist coming in. No rain, but definitely...
No rain yet, but a little bit of mist even getting into our broadcast booth right now.
Yeah, I feel like my computer screen is getting a little... What is the word? Not foggy, but...
Misty.
I was looking for a better word than that.
Jack Henning, the pitcher for the Diamond Dogs, his day is done. Final line for him, 3 innings pitched, 4 hits for 3 runs, 2 of them earned. 1-2 pitch from Lynn is down low, 2-2 the count. Friedman, the Alcorn State infielder, takes that one up high. 3-2 the count now.
And I wish we had a radar on Brandon Lynn. Personally, the eye test is telling me low 90s, high 80s, but it could arguably be faster than that. And seems to be faster than the last 2 pitchers that Mohawk Valley has thrown out.
Here's the payoff pitch on Friedman. Swung on and chopped to the third baseman. Vencott's got it. Throw over is not in time and not on target. Friedman is safe at first, confirmed this time, and he's got an infield hit.
Yeah, Asher Friedman making sure he absolutely hits the bag. I'm still pretty sure that he did hit the bag the last time around, but whatever. The past is the past. Can't change that, right? All you can do is make sure that you do make contact with the bag and try not to show up the umpire in the process.
Second single of the day for Friedman brings up the shortstop Elijah Negron. He swings and hits this one right to the shortstop. Arias over to 2 for 1 and over to first. He's safe. Negron beats the throw and avoids the double play. Could have been a costly one right there, but instead it's only 1 out. Brings up the second baseman, Devon Abaga.
11, David Abaga.
Yeah, here's Abaga. Remember back in the first game he played against the Diamond Dogs, he hit a double wall ball, really almost got out. And right now he's still looking to make that big first impression with the Lumberjacks.
Abaga hits this one into shallow right field. Underneath it is Coleman, who makes the catch. So 2 outs in the inning brings up the catcher Seth Bischoff. Bischoff so far today has reached on a single and a walk, but struck out his last time up.
27, Seth Bischoff.
And for a team that either hasn't found a lot of stability at the catcher's position or just likes to rotate, the spot seems very open, and Bischoff has made another strong case for it today.
With Bischoff hitting, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Negron at first take off. I actually think that is the right call. Here's a speedy guy. Santiago has a nice arm, but you want a single to score a run here now that it's getting late in the game.
Here's the 1-0, swung on and fouled to the backstop, 1-1 the count. Bischoff last game was against Mohawk Valley. He had the off day yesterday against Utica. In 4 at-bats, had 1 lone hit. It ended up being a 2-run homer along with 2 strikeouts. 1-1 is swung on and missed, so Bischoff 1 strike away from ending the inning. In college as a freshman at the JUCO level, only played in 11 games for a 188 average, but certainly has been adding to his performances here this summer. Here's the 1-2. That one is inside for a called third strike, and Seth Bischoff is set down looking for the first time today. Lumberjacks fail to capitalize on the Asher Friedman single. It's still 11-10 Diamond Dogs. We'll be back for the top of the 8th on the other side of the break. Evan Simbita and Brady Foxwell will be right back on the Lumberjacks Sports Network. Still here in Boonville, it's the top of the 8th inning and a new pitcher again for the Lumberjacks, this time a familiar face.
Yeah, it's going to be Kanias Spanky Davis taking the mound now. We do have a velo on him, and he's like 92 from the mound. It's not where he's the most comfortable, I gotta say. Had 26 innings pitched and allowed 30 earned runs over his 15 appearances with Alcorn State. He prefers hitting, but as we mentioned pregame, he might have to pitch, and that's exactly what he's doing. That's why he's here, is because he can do it all. So hoping that he can set the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dogs down quickly without allowing another run to let the Lumberjacks back in the game. But that starts with the first batter.
It's Wesley Alfonso, who's reached on singles and walks so far today. First offering is checked on and called for a strike. Off speed got him going. Alfonso, a D2 freshman from Middleton, New Hampshire. Swings and misses on that one, quickly down 0-2. Way in front of the fastball that time. Alfonso hasn't played since Friday against Oneonta. In 3 at-bats, all he did was strike out, as that one just misses another K from Alfonso.
Gotta say, I don't think that one missed by much. I think I agree with the Lumberjack side. I thought that caught part of the plate.
Here's the 1-2. That one way inside. 2-2 the count now. Davis was trotting off the mound. He thought he struck him out right there.
That one looked a little further inside than the last one, but to not get either of those pitches is gotta earn it.
2-2, swung on and missed, and he definitely got him right there. Sent him down swinging for the first out of the inning. And that brings up the catcher, Jaden Santiago.
Yeah, I think you call that doors, is what you call that. A fastball right by him. And if you're not going to get him on the off speed, what you can do is throw the fastball by him for a strike, for a swinging strike. And you don't leave that one up to the umpire.
Davis fires the fastball outside for ball 1. Santiago so far today has reached on a walk and an error. Swings and misses way in front of that one.
That off speed is killer, man. Wow, just seeing it from the booth. I wouldn't even want to know what that looks like up close.
Completely different profile from his fastball, as that off speed is down low in the dirt. 2-1 the count.
I like that he's going to the off speed, because we saw the same thing with Albright, who also has a plus fastball, but they were barreling the fastball. They're ready for it. The off speed is what's going to get those swings and misses.
That one, a fastball called for a strike. 2-2 the count now, and Santiago left picking up the pieces. Hasn't really got anything on any of these pitches. 2-2 is swung on and hit. Blooper coming in on it is Reed, but making the catch is the shortstop Negron. And now 2 outs in the inning brings up the 9-hole hitter, Kyle Coleman.
Earlier this evening when I went to go grab the lineup card from Coach Christian Griffin, I saw 23 Davis as a substitution. And I was like, oh, Spanky's here. That's awesome. Unbeknownst to me, Spanky was literally right next to me, sitting on my left. So that was my introduction to him earlier today. And, I mean, Coach Christian Griffin loves this guy, and if he continues to pitch like this, he might have a few more outings for sure.
First one swung on and missed from Kyle Coleman. He's down 0-1. Here's the pitch from Davis. Swung on and fouled back, and quickly down 0-2. Coleman has reached base 3 times today, 2 of them on a walk, 1 on a single. Davis looking to set a man down on strikes for the second time this inning. This one popped up again. The first baseman Lopez ranging to foul territory and making the catch, and a quick inning. 1-2-3 for Spanky Davis gives the Lumberjacks another opportunity in the bottom of the 8th inning. It's still 11-10, Diamond Dogs on top. Evan Simbita and Brady Foxwell will be right back on the other side of the break on the Lumberjacks Sports Network. Back in Boonville, Lumberjacks running out of time. It's the left fielder Harrison Haig, the Australian, at the plate, hoping he gets something going for the Lumberjacks here, bottom of the 8th inning. Swings and chops this one just foul down the third base line. Count moves to 0-1. Haig has not reached base so far today. Still looking for that first on base of the day. Currently batting .250 in just one other appearance this year. 0-1 is outside and dropped by the catcher Santiago. Count moves to 1-1. Haig stands in and awaits the 1-1 pitch. Here it comes. That one inside for ball 2.
Yeah, Haig, best thing he could do here is work a walk. Just find any way to get on base. He's made contact every time he's stepped up to the plate today. Just right now is the time to start a rally.
This one fouled back behind the plate. Count moves to 2-2.
Lumberjacks don't want to be in a position where they have to walk off. Right now would be their best opportunity to score a run here, especially with the top of the order coming up after Harrison.
Haig chops this one into the shallow infield. It's the first baseman Alfonso underneath it who makes the grab in foul territory. One quick out for the Diamond Dogs. That brings up the leadoff man, Noah Reed.
Bat number 5, Noah Reed.
You know, I said Asher Friedman had a pretty good walk-up song. As Noah Reed steps up to the plate with Unwritten, I might prefer that one a little bit more, actually.
That one in there for strike 1 on Reed. Count moves to 0-1. Reed so far today has struck out twice and reached on a single. Here's the 0-1. That one right down the first base line, but foul.
Yeah, a little jam shot on that. Still hit it pretty hard to right, but just missed being a fair ball. Otherwise, that was potential extra bases.
First base coach Tanner Ferguson making the appeal to the umpire, but falls on deaf ears. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed from Reed, and he's out of there in 3 pitches. Gone down swinging. That's 2 outs and brings up the pitcher, Davis.
Up to bat number 23.
Can he really do it all? Is the question. He can hit, he can pitch, but when he's needed in the clutch, can he get on base?
First offering is outside on Davis. 1-0 the count. Davis so far today has reached twice, both times on a walk. Diamond Dogs haven't wanted to give him anything to hit as he fouls this one back. 1-1 the count. Davis at the college level, of course, a 2-time All-American. That's why he reported late to the Lumberjacks, finishing up postseason duties. As that off-speed in there for strike number 2. 1-2 the count.
Yeah, it's a battle of 2 pitchers, one pitching, one hitting, and both of them have incredible off-speed pitches.
Here's the 1-2. That one swung on and chopped down the first base line. This time foul. That was definitely a fair ball. That was definitely fair. That was quite clearly on the left side of the bag, but called foul. Robs Spanky Davis of a hit. Would have been his first of the year. And the umpires having a conversation with the Boonville dugout. Wouldn't be the first time here tonight, but Brady, I don't know what you saw on that one.
I'm seeing a fair ball. Unfortunately, our broadcast cuts off right after the first base, but even from this angle, you can tell, and I think that they just got bailed out a little bit right there. I can't believe he called that foul, actually.
Davis readies for the 1-2, swings and hits this one into right field. This time, definitely a single. Coleman collects and throws back into the infield, but Spanky Davis has his first hit of the day, first hit of the year. That brings up the first baseman, R.J. Lopez.
That one was fair, I think. Yeah, no doubt there. I mean, if you got to prove it to the umpire, whatever you got to do, a liner into right field right there. So Davis has been incredible so far.
Lopez has reached base 3 times so far today, 2 on a walk, 1 on a single. Bats here with a runner on first, swings and fouls that one off of the catcher Santiago, and the count moves to 0-1. Runner on first is Davis, 0-1 the count, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Lumberjacks still trailing by 1 run. It's 11-10 Diamond Dogs. R.J. Lopez, the batter from Wabash Valley College. Here's the pitch. That one outside. Santiago picks back to check on the runner Davis, but not in time. Called safe by the umpire, and the count moves to 1-1.
Well, yeah, last time Santiago backpicked to first, I thought it was a good decision. This time I also agree because, remember, that's the pitcher on first. So any way you can make him exert any extra energy or get dirty or whatever can throw him off his game a little bit. That's smart.
1-1 offering. Off speed is way too high. Count moves to 2-2. And we're at a little bit of a stalemate here. We haven't seen any runs scored in the last 3 half innings in what was a very lively game at the start. 2-1 the count on Lopez. Here's the pitch. Swung on and chopped down the third baseline. That one foul. Count moves to 2-2. Lopez batting .250 so far this year in 3 appearances for the Lumberjacks. 3 hits, 1 RBI, and 2 strikeouts for the sophomore. Just graduated from Wabash, looking for his next 4-year home. The runner Davis goes from second, but a swing and a miss from Lopez ends the inning. Lumberjacks still trail by 1. They'll need to keep it there in this next half inning if they want to have a shot at it in the bottom of the 9th inning. We'll have the top of that inning right here on the Lumberjack Sports Network on the other side of the break. Crunch time here in Boonville. It's the top of the 9th inning. The Lumberjacks trail by 1 run. Diamond Dogs at the plate, and it's the man who is here to shut the door, Tyson Harmon on the mound.
Yeah, Harmon got the save yesterday against Utica, and while he has an 11.25 ERA, he gets the outs when it matters, really. And when it mattered yesterday, and he was able to buckle down and get the side to go to win yesterday against Utica, that ERA is inflated by when he had to do some dirty work and eat innings when he really should have been pulled a while ago. Just faced the heart of a lineup a few times and ended up getting hit. But this is the guy that Lumberjacks want out to make sure that they don't score anymore as they face the top of the Mohawk Valley lineup.
It's the center fielder Eric Diaz in the box who swings and misses on the first offering. 0-1 the count. Diaz so far today has a single, double, and 2 walks, but hasn't reached since the 4th inning. Harmon fires the 0-1 pitch. That one too low. 1-1 the count. Here's the 1-1. Swung on and missed there from Diaz. Count moves to 1-2. And kind of a byproduct of a short bullpen for head coach Christian Griffin. Harmon, the closer, throwing 2 nights in a row.
Yeah, but Coach Christian Griffin, he's worked with Harmon for the last year, and when he spent at Young Harris College, and he knows what his arm is capable of, and I'm sure if Harmon didn't want to do it or wasn't feeling perfectly okay, he wouldn't be out there. But ultimately, he's a guy who can go back-to-back nights and pitch as much as he wants because he's got a hell of an arm.
Misses that one. 2-2 the count now on Diaz. Center fielder stands in there, awaits the all-even pitch. Here it is. This one swung on and hit deep into center field. Reed is underneath it and loses it in the lights. This one gets to the track. Reed gets it in, throws it to the shortstop Negron, but not before Eric Diaz gets in there standing to second base, and he's in there with a leadoff double. That brings up the designated hitter, Connor Scanlon.
Up to bat number 9, Connor Scanlon.
Yeah, it looks like he just lost it in the lights there. A little unfortunate.
That one officially being scored an error, so no double for Diaz.
Yeah, he barreled it, hit it well, but Noah Reed looked like he was settled under it. But, yeah, there's some bright lights out here, and with the fog, I mean, there's plenty of ways to lose a baseball. Ultimately, that's what he does there, and unfortunate for Harmon.
So Harmon, an unearned hit right there as a meeting at the mound with his catcher, Seth Bischoff. Connor Scanlon stands in at the plate. Started the game 0-4, but then had a double in his last plate appearance. Off to a strong start so far this summer in the PGCBL, batting .357 so far with 1 home run and 6 RBIs. Stands in from the right side. Runner on second, no outs here in the top of the 9th inning. Here's the first offering from Tyson Harmon. That one up high, ball 1. Scanlon last time out against Boonville just a couple days ago, 2 hits, 1 RBI, but also a strikeout. 1-0 the count on the designated hitter. Here's the pitch. Swung on and chopped to the shortstop Negron. It bounces off of his glove. Runner goes home, and the runner safe at first, and in 2 errors in this top of the 9th inning, and a run scores for the Diamond Dogs.
Up to bat number 17.
Yeah, it's very heads-up base running from Eric Diaz right there. I think he purposely got in the way of Elijah Negron so he would lose the baseball for a second. You know, you can call that dirty. I call that smart, actually, is what that is. And, well, that's exactly what happens to Negron. He loses it for a second and can't field it cleanly. And, you know, it'll be an unearned run for Harmon. But for the Lumberjacks, they're now down 2 with no outs.
Arias shows bunt, but ultimately pulls back. Called for a strike, though. 0-1 the count. Arias, one of many Dominican University players on the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dogs. Stands in and awaits the 0-1 pitch here from Harmon. That one swung on and missed in the dirt. Count moves to 0-2. So far in this game, Arias has reached on a single and a walk, but that's been it from him. No runs scored from the speedster.
Yeah, Harmon's got a plus fastball, but Diamond Dog's been hitting the fastball all day, so I wonder how good the off-speed stuff will be.
This one jacked into the gap in between short and right, and that one lost in the lights, this time by Spanky Davis. Out and right, ball gets into the shortstop Friedman, but not before another run scores for the Diamond Dogs. So 3 straight errors to open the inning, and 2 runs scored for Mohawk Valley. 13-10 the score now. A 3-run advantage for the Diamond Dogs. So that brings up the left fielder, Brody Freaker. Freaker so far today reached on a walk and a single. And Tyson Harmon just can't seem to get an out in this inning, no matter what he does. Here's the pitch. Curveball is up high. 1-0 the count.
Yeah, it's been an unfortunate inning for Harmon. I mean, that's 3 straight. I guess you call them errors. You could call them hits, but these are all should be outs. They're just losing the ball in the lights, and man, it's unfortunate for the Lumberjacks. 11-10 turns into 13, and these are different from the errors earlier in the game where there was you miss a ground ball. Here, there's not much you can do. You literally lose it in the lights. Just happens to the best.
Curveball clips the zone. 1-2 the count now on Harmon. And you've got to feel for the relief pitcher. I mean, he's done everything right. Probably could have been 3 outs already in this inning, but instead he's got 2 runs and no outs. One and two fires in the dirt. 2-2 the count now.
Yeah, if he can get out of this with the score being 12-0, that would be very clutch for them, but it's still a pretty daunting task to come back. They only have 1 inning left.
Here's the 2-2 from Harmon. That one curveball doesn't clip the zone, and the count runs full.
Man, that didn't miss by a lot. I thought that might have caught in a little bit, but home plate umpire making him work, and you got to admit the zone's been consistent all day, so now isn't the time to start giving him calls. If umpire doesn't think it crossed, no reason to call it.
Lumberjacks falling apart here in the top of the 9th inning. Harmon. Here's the payoff pitch. Swung on and missed down low. He got him. And an out on the board finally. Tyson Harmon says he's got to do it himself and gets the punch out. That brings up the second baseman, Nolan Colby.
Now batting number
Colby so far today has reached on 2 walks. That's been it from the middle infielder. Batting from the left side against the righty Harmon. 1 out, runners on second and third, 12-10 the score. Mohawk Valley on top by 2 runs. Here's the pitch from Harmon, swung on and fouled towards the Lumberjack dugout. 0-1 the count. Harmon has been pretty solid tonight. Only 1 run, of course, not earned against him for the errors.
Also not responsible for runner on second and third. At least he won't be charged to his ERA if they come around to score.
1-1 is inside.
Boonville infield doing everything they can to prevent an extra run at the plate. Everybody's on the grass.
Infield pinched in. Here's a crucial 1-1 delivery from Tyson Harmon on the second baseman, Nolan Colby. Checks his swing, but it's in there for a strike either way. Count moves to 1-2. And Colby down and facing a strikeout for the second straight time against Tyson Harmon. Last time out against the Lumberjacks, Colby had a home run, 2 hits in 4 at-bats. Count stands at 1-2. Here's the pitch from Tyson Harmon. And clips the outside part of the zone. He got him looking, and 2 straight strikeouts from Tyson Harmon are clutch ones here in the top of the 9th inning. That one brings up the third baseman, Harsh Venkot.
Yeah, still 2 runners on, but at least now the infield can play back, so you have a better chance at any type of ground ball. Very clutch strikeout from Harmon right there, and that off-speed has been working so far. Just can you get him without getting 1 more run across the board?
First offering is in there for strike one. Vencott has flown out 2 straight times after 2 straight hits. Count stands at 0-1. 2 outs, runners still on second and third. Here's the delivery from Harmon. That curveball up high. Count moves to 1-1. Vencott got a day off on the game yesterday for the Diamond Dogs. Hasn't played since Friday against Oneonta. No hits in that game for the third baseman. Here's the 1-1 delivery from Harmon. That one swung on and missed in the dirt, and the count moves to 1-2. Tyson Harmon 1 strike away from his 3rd strikeout of the game.
Be clutch to strike out the last 3 after letting 2 on.
Here's the pitch. Checked his swing, but did not get him to go. Appeal over to second base. They'll say he did not swing, so the count moves to 2-2.
No, that wasn't very close either. Lumberjacks just hoping to get out of the inning early, but no, he's got to earn this last strikeout or this last out, however he can get it. Just don't underestimate Vencott's hitting ability.
Vencott, a strikeout victim in his first plate appearance, swings and hits this one into right field. Spanky Davis ranging back on it, but it's going to hit the wall, and 2 runs score for the Diamond Dogs. Vencott slides into second. He is safe. Ball got out of the glove of Friedman, and the lead quickly ballooning to 4 runs for the Diamond Dogs. It's 14-10 here in the top of the 9th, and the closer Tyson Harmon has let in 3 runs, none of them earned.
Wesley Alfonso.
Yeah, that's a beautiful piece of hitting from Vencott. That's what I said. Don't underestimate his hitting. Already had a double today and just grabbed him 1 more. Absolutely laced that into right. Abaga out and right. Had no real chance at that one, and that's pretty much the nail in the coffin here, the dagger, as they say. And Lumberjacks just, I mean, they put up 6 earlier, but it'll be pretty difficult for them to mount anything now.
Well, the depleted bullpen came into this game and did pretty well for themselves. A blow-up 7-run 3rd inning, really the difference in this game. 3 runs from the closer Tyson Harmon, but he's been let down by his defense. First baseman Wesley Alfonso stands in. Count is 0-1. Here's the delivery, swung on and fouled back behind the plate. Count moves to 1-1. Opening
14-10. Looks like it's the start of the second quarter.
Bit of a football score here in this one. On opening day against the Lumberjacks, Alfonso had 2 hits, including a double and 1 RBI in Veterans Memorial Park down in Little Falls, New York. Count 1-1 here against him. Here's the delivery from Harmon. Swung on and hit to the third baseman. Picked up and fired over to first by Swingham and gets it in time. Still 3 runs surrendered by the Lumberjacks, and they'll have to get 4 if they want to extend this game, 5 if they want to walk it off. We'll have the bottom of the 9th inning for you here on the Lumberjacks Sports Network, but we'll be right back after a short break. Well, it's do or die time here in Boonville, New York. The Lumberjacks down 4 runs here in the bottom of what could be the final frame. It's the big man Michael Clarkson at the bat. First for the Lumberjacks in a quick defensive meeting between the catcher Santiago and the pitcher. Well, they discuss the plan of action here. Clarkson earlier in this game did have a single, ended up being gunned down, trying to stretch it into a 2-bagger. Swings and misses on the first offering. Count moves to 0-1. And another defensive meeting. The plan of action not quite solidified by Santiago and his pitcher. Clarkson won't mind the extra time off.
Yeah, it's James Lester on the mound out of Emory University in Atlanta. Throws pretty hard as what we're seeing so far. The 4 straight righties for Mohawk Valley, but a 4-run lead is a pretty good cushion, but they just want to make sure there's no mistakes made tonight.
Clarkson awaits the 0-1 delivery. Here it comes. Swung on, and this one fouled back and out of play. The catcher Santiago tries to run it down, but reaches into the stands. Count moves to 0-2. Clarkson so far today with 2 hits as well as reaching on an error. Came into the game batting just .154, but his average will almost certainly go up after this one.
Well, it certainly will go up.
Here's the 0-2. That one in there for a called third strike on Clarkson, and he's set down looking on 3 pitches. That brings up the third baseman, Zeb Swangham.
Yeah, that one was pretty close, but 0-2, you can't sit and watch that. Gotta at least get a hack off there, and that's 1 down quickly for Boonville.
So Swangham needs to get on here to extend this game for the Lumberjacks. That one in there called strike 1. Quickly down 0-1.
Nice little frame job by Santiago there. Might have stolen another strike right there.
Here's the pitch. That one way in the dirt. 1-1 the count now.
Yeah, Mohawk Valley has been playing fantastic baseball to start the season. There's no denying that. They've got 9, no matter who they throw in their starting lineup, they have 9 dudes who can hit. And, the Lumberjacks had pretty good ABs tonight, but even their pitching staff, I think they get it done when it matters.
Swing and a miss there from Swangham. The count moves to 1-2. I mean, they certainly could not get it done, at least in this 9th inning here tonight. Could have been a 1-run game, but instead now it's 4. Swangham tasked with coming back from the 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. That one checks his swing, but just outside. Count moves to 2-2. Swangham so far today has reached on a single, but that's been it at the dish from him.
Yeah, it makes you wonder how much these college stats matter. Lester had an 8.3 ERA in college, but comes in right here and looks to be dominating early.
Swangham watches that one go for a called third strike, and 2 straight Lumberjack hitters set down looking. Not what you want to see if you're a Boonville fan, and that brings up what could be the last man standing for the Lumberjacks. Extra hitter Asher Friedman.
You get beat sometimes. Sometimes the pitcher just got his stuff. It looks like Lester is dealing today, but you can't go down looking, and back-to-back looking strikeouts just unacceptable. Even if you're down 4 and feel you're out of the game, just at least get your swing off so you don't go back thinking about what could have been.
Friedman watches that one go inside. 1-0 the count on the middle infielder. Started out the day in the field, ultimately was moved to just being a hitter, and he represents the last chance for the Lumberjacks. 0-1 pitch. That one in there for strike 1. Count moves to 1-1. so far in this game. Friedman with 2 singles. Here's the 1-1. That one, a little bit of chin music. 2-1 the count now.
Yeah, Friedman, I imagine, will not go down on strikes. Definitely not looking. That's would be highly uncharacteristic for him. I imagine if he wants this last strikeout, he'll make him, or wants this last out, he'll make him work for it.
This one fouled back behind the plate, and the Lumberjacks down to their last strike. Count is 2-2. Friedman, not a guy who strikes out very much. It's only happened to him once so far in this PGCBL season. But he needs to pull some magic out of the hat if the Lumberjacks want to come back in this one. 2-2 the count, no runners on, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th. Here's the pitch, that one up high, and the count moves to full.
I was a little afraid that one might get called for strike 3, but no, that's upstairs. And again, Asher, he walked more than he struck out in college, which I think says a lot about him. He's incredible. So
here's the payoff pitch, swung on and missed. He set him down, and the Lumberjacks lose for the 5th time this season. Asher Friedman couldn't get it done, and the Lumberjacks fall behind a lackluster performance from their defense. 6 errors on the night, and the Diamond Dogs win it 14-10 here in Boonville. And Brady, the struggles continue for head coach Christian Griffin and his team.
Yeah, 1-5 record early is not what you want to see as a coach, as a player, as a fan, as any associate of the Boonville Lumberjacks so far, and it truly is the fielding today. Your team gave you 10 whole runs of offense today, and you still can't capitalize on that. That's incredibly upsetting for the Boonville locker room, and a discussion that has to be had. Just 2 big opportunities. It was the double play ball that went to Davon Abaga back in the 3rd, and it was a roller that ultimately it did take a bad hop to Lopez at first, and sometimes that's just part of the game, but that's one you really want to get in front of. And then same thing in the top of the 9th. You don't really blame them for losing the ball in the outfield. That happens, but for it to happen back-to-back and then a misplayed ball at short as well, they effectively gave themselves no chance to win that game. So I was pretty impressed with the bullpen today, and Garrett Albright, I don't think his stat line reflects how well he pitched today. I think he showed a lot of promise, but ultimately it's still a little concerning for the Lumberjacks to start it off. I'm sure they'll find their way back on their foot eventually, but they want to get a win at home whenever possible.
Yeah, the numbers, the Lumberjacks out-hit the Diamond Dogs by 4, but with all of the errors and all of the walks that took place, it really just didn't help out this Boonville team too much. Ultimately, just way too many walks on the Lumberjack side, and that's been a theme that we've been looking at all season long. How do they fix this?
I wish I knew what to say. I really don't know. You're bringing in college-level arms, D1 guys so far. I was most impressed with Jackson Baptist yesterday. I thought he effectively shut down the Utica lineup. So you can't have one guy who you can depend on. And I think they have a few. And again, it's early. Some of these guys haven't pitched in over a month. So again, it'll take time. But when every other team in the league also is recovering from a little bit of rust, it would be nice to not be the team in last place in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, 10 walks for the Lumberjacks here tonight. That number way too high and not going to get it done against a team that sat in first place just a couple days ago. 14-10 your final from Robert Smith Sports Complex here in Boonville, New York, and that's going to be it for the Lumberjacks here tonight. Day off for the Lumberjacks tomorrow, a much-needed one. Get those arms some rest before a game against Utica right back here at Robert Smith Sports Complex on Tuesday. First pitch for that game will be at 6:45 p.m. I'm signing off. Evan Simbita for Brady Foxwell. Everyone in our press booth here at Robert Smith Sports Complex, we thank you for sticking with us here for this game, and we hope to see you again on Tuesday. Have a great rest of your night.